Welcome everybody to CrossFire Podcast at 6 p.m. Actually, I lied to everybody. It's 6:14 p.m. I've already got an angry group in the chat, which is that's actually just standard. That's standard material here for the CrossFire Podcast. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. The reason we're so late is we were having such an in-depth discussion before we even hit the live button on the game inside, which we'll get to in a second. But I want to go down the panel and say hello to everybody. Southbound and down. What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight?
You know what it is. What it do, everybody? How's everybody out there?
Woo, you got me nervous there. If you didn't throw that in there, I was about to cancel.
Hey, that's the catchphrase. Hey, I get random. Hey, it'll be like 4 in the morning. Southbound. What it do? You know what I mean? I'll be like one half eye open, and I'll just have to smile and go back to sleep. You know what I mean?
You see that? You look at it. You're like, God damn! You woke me up for that. You know.
My wife's like, "Who's texting you at 4:30 in the morning?"
I love it. I love it. South, you're lucky. You came into it. You've been doing podcasts for a while now, too, hopping from show to show. And you came up with it, maybe a month or two ago, and it's become an instant hit. So congratulations. I'm still working on my one-liner. I have no idea what the hell it's going to be. Let's hear.
Wait, don't you have a one-liner? Isn't it Block 'em all?
Block 'em all is my Twitter. That's
Block 'em all.
That's his banner.
That's my banner. That's true. That is true. Good point, though.
Did you see Jay made a house neutral shirt?
He did. He did make a house neutral shirt.
Yeah, he did.
That's a pretty cool shirt. I gotta admit, like Jay does great work.
Well, after he did that, that was when I put my Mr. Miyagi tweet out, where you can either pick the left side of the street or the right side of the street, but eventually, if you stand in the middle too long, squish just like grape. So that got a lot of retweets.
Are you saying the people in?
Hey, you know what? I want to see whoever's watching right now. Tag me in it at Twitter. I want to see gifs of people getting run over.
Wait. So, Mooch, are you saying all the people in House Neutral were the ones in? Well, I don't want to spoil Game of Thrones.
Yes. We know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know.
We don't need to spell it out. We don't need to tweet it out. We don't need to email each other.
That's
we know
right.
what it is.
Well, I was more talking about what happened at the beginning of Game of Thrones last week.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to ruin that either, because apparently I don't know what the statute of limitations is on
spoilers?
On games and spoilers for TV shows. So we'll give them another week or so to catch up.
If you haven't watched the finale, come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That, by the way, what a great finale.
The last 2 weeks, holy shit.
Really? And I didn't think they could top week 9, but they did it.
I didn't think they could top last year's when the Dead Army, the Ice Army, when Homie threw up his arms, like, what it do? And I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Yo, but I'll tell you, that show, there's a few of my friends that have yet to watch Game of Thrones, and I'm like, what is it you're doing with your life? I mean,
I haven't seen a single episode, man.
Oh, Xbox. Do you have HBO?
Dude, I've been a little busy, though. Yeah.
Playing Halo, you know.
Hey, it's okay to put down the Xbox controller just for like 60 minutes.
It feels so good, man.
Do you have HBO?
Huh?
Do you have HBO? No. Well, there you go. I mean, that's, you know.
I know you got friends
I got
or
internet
family
TV, man.
Oh, I know
I'm
you
part
got
of the new age here.
I know you got a Fire Stick, you know.
You can get HBO Now or HBO Go, whatever it's called.
Oh, dude, I could do it at any point in time.
A month. Yeah, I recommend you do it. You get like the first month free, anyways, or something like that. But let me go down the panel here because I want to get into some.
I Mooch off my family too, man.
You can also do that.
Exactly.
I recommend you Mooch first and pay second.
There you go.
Speaking of that, my boy Dryer in Hell. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing? Hi, everyone.
Just glad you're here, buddy. It's a lot to actually ask for you to come on the show. It's so late over there, but I really can't thank you enough. You're one of the better writers we've got to look forward to. You're one of the only links I click on. You and Jed are the only two I read. Clowns, 4 guys at quarters. Buddy, what's up? How you doing?
Not too much, man. It's great being here with everybody.
Listen, I want you to get ready, Clowns, because I know you haven't played inside, but you're still gonna have a lot to say. You're gonna be you'll be standing up. I did send the link out to Inferno. Inferno might join us. He might not. I'm not sure. If he does, I'm sure we'll get an earful from him too. And then, like you haven't heard enough from him, Xbot448, who does not watch Game of Thrones and only plays Halo Firefight.
Dude,
What's up, buddy?
You don't know, man. I'm actually in my grunt mech suit right now with my headset on talking to you guys. That's how it's going down. So.
I'm shocked you don't have your sword in your left hand. We know you have one of those replicas.
Yeah, actual sword too. Very.
I know
sharp.
you do. You should do another video showing that because like that was before you reached over 1,000 and you got the.
You
the
never know.
following you
My
got now.
channel, we might be giving away a sword when Halo Wars 2 comes out.
Ooh.
I just got to do age verification, man. I don't want to put that in the hands of a 10-year-old.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's if I could figure out age verification, I am ready to do that.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. It's a sweet gift you'd be giving away, but it is definitely something you might want to do in age sensitive. That thing would kill somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely.
Literally.
Background check, everything.
Background check. And then my buddy who's going to be here tonight, who I'm actually for once probably going to have to defend, Rand Al Inside. What's up, buddy?
Defend? I got you coming to my defense tonight?
Yes, I will be there for you because I am a huge Limbo fan, and I'm only about Rand. You know where I'm at. Is that halfway, 3/4?
Yeah, you're right about halfway.
Okay, so if I'm halfway, I'm telling you I'm enjoying the shit out of the first half, and the word on the street is the second half gets better. So with that being said, and Rand said he doesn't want to go, and I don't blame you for saying it, Rand. You don't really want to get many podcasts in on Inside, but let me let you start and say a small blurb, just about what you not about what we were talking about offline in-house, but more just the good, the bad, and the ugly you've been getting on Twitter about your review vocally.
So I came out on Xbox Nation, and I also made a tweet saying that I love the game. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I think it's one of the best games on Xbox One. You know, and for various reasons, like if you want to listen to Xbox Nation, which we did on Wednesday, I go into pretty in-depth why I think about that. I think the game is gorgeous. I think the puzzles are intuitive and very sophisticated, yet simplistic in a way enough where a lot of it's kind of like, and I'll use the word that She-Wolf used, common sense. Like, kind of like if you were presented with the puzzle, how would you go about beating it? Where, like, Limbo was more kind of pulling boxes and doing different things.
Absolutely.
I mean, all I can really say is that, like, look, yes, I was hyped for the game. I loved Limbo, and I was super excited for this. So, like, from the moment I put my headphones on and I just immersed myself in that game, I had a smile on my face the entire time. I loved every single second of that game. Now, with that said, I know people aren't out there not going to have the same experience. I mean, we have one right here with us, Mr. Southbound. He doesn't even like the game, and that's perfectly acceptable. I mean, everyone's got different opinions on stuff, right? And I'm sure there are other people out there, like, I've gotten tweets saying that, like, it's not that good, like, you wasted my money, and it's like, listen, like, I can only give you what I think, right? Like,
that's right.
But on the flip side, there have been plenty of people who tweeted me saying that, like, they adored the game and thank you for the recommendation. So it's kind of, you know, some people really like it, some people don't.
Hold on real quick, Ryan. You didn't make me waste my money. There was other people who were, do it, because I literally sat at my, and I tweeted. No, I tweeted. I'm looking at this screen, you know, looking at the market, and I was like, damn, for like 20 minutes, should I do it? But I was so on the fence, and I tweeted it out. You know, 10 or so people tweeted me, do it, just, you know, hit the button, pull the trigger. So, damn fuckers, that's who I blame.
Yeah, because I know South pretty good, and if South would have came to me and be like, listen, Rand, should I get this game? Should I buy it? I'd been like, no, don't. Like, for you, for your gaming, like, habits and what you like, I don't think you'd enjoy this. So that's another thing, like, I don't know a lot of people that message me, so I don't know what you like. You know, like my friends, like my buddy DOA or my buddy Magic, and you go down the list, I know what they like. So when I play a game, I'd be like, hey, you'll like this or you won't like this. Like, I know South. I knew South wasn't going to like Inside. Right. You know?
Right.
But pretty much anybody that likes Limbo should like this game.
Well, that's it. If you like Limbo, it's hard to say you don't like Inside. You can have your griefs about Inside, but really they're very similar games. And I think that there was a point in time, and I'm not. This is no spoiler by no means, because as Rand told you, I'm only at the halfway mark, and what I'm about to bring up was probably the quarterway mark. Do you know the part where you hop over the fence and you have to pull the lattices, the wooden planks off the door? The dogs go around in a U to get you, right? So, like you said, it's common sense.
I got killed quite a few times.
Well, I got killed once there, but here's the thing. I remember I was turning to my wife and I go, I'm like, the dogs are coming. I'm only got the first plank off. I'm like, what the hell? How do they expect me to do this? And I'm like, shit. The first time I did, I'm like, oh, they want me to jump back and forth. And I'm like, that's what I liked about the game, because that's such a thing that I should have got the first time. Like, you punch yourself in the leg. You're like, why didn't I think of that? Why? Of course you couldn't pull all three of them out. But, I mean, that's what you're saying. They're simplistic puzzles, but they're so like they engulf you. They engulf you. Maybe, and it's also maybe because of the amount of whiskey you're drinking at the time too. But nonetheless, like you literally have to think about it and say, what am I going to do here? And you've got to be intuitive. Sometimes the puzzle allows you to stop, think about it for a while, and then get to the puzzle. And sometimes you have to act now. And it's when you have to act now that you either pat yourself on the back or you're like, what the hell is wrong with me? And I think that's part of what Rand, if I'm speaking for you, that's what I think you were trying to say in the game is so amazing, because I just don't find other games where I'm talking to myself like, what the fuck? Why didn't I get that? I should have known that.
Well, also there's a lot of unique puzzles in this game, like scenarios that you'll only come across once that don't repeat.
Right.
Which I find to be quite amazing, because most games they'll introduce something and then they'll kind of like beat it to death before the end.
Yes.
This game has a unique puzzle, like the section where you kind of got to mimic what the other people around you are doing, so I don't want to give it away. Like that section in the beginning, but like you never do that again. It's like a one-time thing. There are a lot of like one-off puzzles where you do it and that's it, and you never do it again. And I appreciate that, because like the game's constantly building towards something. It's not like, here's this one thing you have to do, and then you're going to do this one thing 50 more times later. It's like, no, this is a unique puzzle. You get to, oh, this is unique. This is the only time that's going to happen. You don't really get games like that.
I agree. And that's the whole thing. So, I mean, South, knowing what me and Rand were just talking about, now I want to go back to you, Southbound. What do you think what is it that pissed you off the most? And then what was the one thing you said, well, this is what kind of kept me enthralled for a little bit of it? So what teed you off about the game a bit?
The ending. The ending. The ending, and obviously I'm not going to spoil it.
Right.
But it seemed to me like you did all this, jumping and swimming and everything else, flying, and for it to just end like that. And maybe I'm simple. Maybe it's just me. Because last night Rand and I, as soon as I was done with it, I jumped at Rand's party, and I go, game of the fucking year.
Yeah. Yo, Sal, I'm kind of in the same boat with you on that. I don't know how, the game could be really good. All right, I haven't played it. I had the $20 and I was thinking about it, but that summer sale is just like a couple days away, so I'm holding off on it. But I was like, man, people are saying game of the year for like a 3-hour game. I don't understand that.
Well, I would say, sorry.
No, okay, no. So for ambiance and visuals, it's top notch. It really, they did a really, really good job. It looks beautiful. It plays great. I'm not knocking that. I just think they try to get too sophisticated. I don't know what the fucking word is, but they try to make too much at the end. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was, for me, it was a letdown.
The idea that I got, because with Limbo the ending was quite low key. You just found this goal in a field and stuff. But with this one, when I played it and I finished it, I was like, near the end they were just like, fuck it, let's just pull out something from that and just go with this weird thing. And then you just roll down a fucking mountain and lay in the sun. That's it. But
yes, anyway. exactly.
And I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, what now? Is that it?
I was thinking, if I want to be a fucking beach whale, I'm gonna go to the beach.
And if this is a spoiler, then just say we can't answer it. But what about the fact that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I finished the alternate ending as well. And,
that's what I was going to ask about.
I would have been happier if that was the actual ending.
Now, when you say that, is that something you have to play through it twice to get to the special ending, or you just go back to the last chapter and do something different?
If you I think if you get all the secrets, then you just load up a specific place in the map, and then you go to that.
And I will give them credit on that. They do have some pretty good save points. So if you miss something, you could just go right back pretty close to where the secret is and do the puzzle to get to it. So, I mean, I don't hate it. But there's things I appreciate about it. But to say game of the year and like just fall all over yourself over it is just to me it was like a $5-10 game.
That's the thing to me with the whole game of the year thing. And I know everybody has an opinion. I'm not trying to knock everybody's opinion, but I hear 3-hour game. I hear pretty much after the first like shock and awe and everything, not so much replay value. And I think to myself, man, Doom came out this year. Freaking Quantum Break came out this year. Gears 4 is coming out this year. Like, where does this stand with all those games?
Better than most of them.
Game of the year.
I would say,
well, it all depends on your taste. And I'm sorry, Dry. I keep cutting you off, brother.
Well, I would say because I go back and play Limbo quite a lot because I quite enjoy that game, and I would play this game like 10 times again just to experience it all again. But it all depends on the person. What did I want to say?
I enjoyed the hell. I mean, so far I'm not nearly as far as you guys. Naturally, most of you guys have beaten it. But I'm just enjoying it. I think I'm in Dreyer's camp too. I just said to my wife before we started, I said I'm going to beat it tonight for sure. And I'm like, I think I kind of want to go through it again tomorrow. It's just the game to me. Here's the thing about it. When Xbox, I think it was you just a minute ago who said, well, Doom came out in this and that. You can't, here I am. I'm an Italian guy. I love my lasagna, okay? But there's a time when I go out for a steak, and it's not fair if the waiter comes up to me and goes, how's your steak? It's very good, sir. It's very good. How does it compare to your mother's lasagna? Well, that's not fair, right? It's not. Well, they don't bring that up because, well, it's two different things, right? I mean, you can't really mix and match that. I mean, you guys know I love Doom. Like, I love Doom. And I got news for you. I might as go as far as to say, and it's hard for me to say this, okay? Because it's not fair.
If a waiter comes up to you and tells you that shit, you're like, you want me to have my mom come down here and fucking choke you?
Oh, yeah. You want my mom to come over and smack you up the head with a rolling pin? I mean, that might happen. But I mean, at the same
with
time,
an apron around your head.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. It's hard to judge. If you want to judge inside, put it against games like Journey. Put it against games, like God, Brand here, help me out. You play more indies than I do.
There's this one game, Monochroma, that I've reviewed.
Okay.
That's pretty similar to this one. That game. That game is so shit because I was like.
Okay, good. I thought you were like that game is just as good as Inside. I'm like,
no.
Mooch.
I was like, I compared the Inside to Monochroma, and I was like, well, with Monochroma, your brother gets hurt, then you carry him into the city for some reason, and then you leave him next to a blimp and go kill someone. I don't get that.
But I played Monochroma last night, and immediately what struck me was how terrible the controls were in the game.
Yeah.
Because I had just come from Inside, and Inside's controls, like, you don't... Like, when you play Inside and you play Limbo, you don't really get how fucking perfect the controls and everything about the game are, how great the frame rate is, because that game doesn't drop frames, how great it looks, how great it controls, until you play another game like it from a inferior dev. Then you're like, oh shit.
But see, here's
holy crap.
Here's where Mooch is actually, he's actually feeding into my whole ideology about this. Like, everybody is saying Game of the Year. Like, I'm saying possibly smaller title, digital title, arcade Game of the Year.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, so I've had this discussion with Phil, because we both talked about it. I asked him if it was his Game of the Year. I'm not going to tell you what he said.
Name dropper.
But... Okay, for me, like this, I'm only going to say for me, I'm looking what comes out at the end of the year. What could possibly compete with the experience I just had with Inside? It's not going to be Call of Duty. It's not going to be fucking Gears of War 4. It's not going to be Battlefield 1. We Happy Few was a piece of shit when I played it at E3. So, like, look,
wow,
those games are the games I just mentioned are going to be good games, very good games, but they're not designed to be fucking amazing Game of the Year type games, right?
Right.
They're just designed to be serviceable. They're designed to they appeal to a wide variety of people to sell the most copies to, and they're not going to get the critical acclaim in any way, shape, or form.
Interesting.
Dishonored 2 is probably too much like Dishonored 1. Forza Horizon 3 is going to be fucking amazing. I already know this, but the thing is,
Racing don't get Game of the Year.
Racing games not going to be Game of the Year. The Last Guardian, it's been in production way too long. I seriously doubt it's even that very good.
Even the fanboys are giving it a thumbs down, Rand.
You're looking at like what other games you got? Recore, from when I played it at E3, nothing Game of the Year struck. It comes across as a very solid title, not like Game of the Year worthy.
Right.
The only one that like I really enjoyed this is Outlast 2. Right, like I adored Outlast 1. Outlast 2 is going to probably give me the same experience, hopefully better, than I'm looking for in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just look for things differently than some people. I mean, that's not to say I'm not going to enjoy Call of Duty.
You're ran out indie fucking games.
But you know what? I like where Rand's going with this. I like where Rand's going with this. Let me explain something to you. As you were saying that, Rand, I'm nodding my head agreeing with you the whole time. And you know what game kind of may resurface this game?
Hey, wait, hold on, Mooch. Are you nodding your head in agreement, or are you nodding your head drinking fucking wine?
I'm actually doing a little bit of both, but you are correct.
Just to clarify.
That's why Crossfires get more interesting. That's why we go 3 hours. By the third hour, no one's making a lot of sense, but we are.
Hey, that bottle of wine, brother, I'm telling you.
But here's the thing, guys. I will say this much. Rand just went through and depicted a little piece of each of the games coming out this fall, and I agree with him. I think as much as I'm anticipating Gears of War 4, I don't know if Gears is necessarily Game of the Year. But you know what game is going to come back and really touch everybody, I think, again at the end of the year? Quantum Break. And the reason I say that is it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing that happened with Alan Wake, where Alan Wake got its critical acclaim when it was too late. And Quantum Break changed everything, didn't it? It changed the way you look at a game. It changed the way you play a game. It gave you your character had different types of powers and weapons that we're not used to using, and it stopped the element of time in a way that made Max Payne look dated. And that's what I think we have to originally. And let's talk about story and art design. It wins on almost all those characters. What do you guys think? Do you think that...
Salute. That's all I got to say. Salute.
Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, Sal.
Hey, Quantum Break is my game of the year.
So far,
I absolutely loved it. I just like what Rand said, put your headset on. Don't jump in a party. I want to play by myself. I want to get fully immersed. And, there was actually one time where I was in a party with somebody that I'm not going to mention no names, Rand. But I'm getting shot at, and I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, and I'm getting just worked, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm really loving this. And at the end of the game, obviously, if you haven't played it, or I'm sure you heard, the last boss is a cocksucker.
Oh my God, it's awful. I'm glad I did it on hard the first time. I do not want to go through that again.
Yeah, exactly. Man, hey, Tim Dog, I listened to him for about 2 hours. Fuck! Motherfucker, shit! I'm laughing. I went through it about a week ago, and I'm like, it's your turn, asshole.
Well, I would say
Quantum Break to me was a beautiful, and the reason why what really kicked it off for me, that just really ended it, was if you watch the end of the credits, what he said at the end, I put my controller down, and it was like a love movie. I was just like,
But Sal, that's exactly why I put that game in there. Not only does it have the story, but to me, it has that replay factor, because when you get into those areas where the enemies come in, as you get used to the game, as you get used to your powers, you can do things differently. You can showcase different things, and there's more. I just see a lot more replay value. It has the whole package when it comes to the story, when it has the mechanics, graphics, everything like that, and then that replay value to me is what right now it just puts it over the top.
And to take it a step further.
Wait. Hold on.
I was playing it on a harder difficulty, so I didn't take advantage to all my powers. So halfway through the game, I was like, holy shit, I could have found more collectibles if I would, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what an idiot! I'm worried about getting my ass shot off when I could have been.
Did you say that Quantum Break has a lot of replayability?
It has replay value.
I'd agree with you if they actually had a mode where you could skip all the walkie-talkie bullshit, because that stuff is annoying after the first time you played the game. Like if you had a mode where it was horde and you could just do the combat over and over and over again, I'd agree with you, because I just replayed it again on hard, and I didn't really like. I had still like look, I give Quantum Break a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed the story like a lot. Yeah. But like once you've gone through that story once, like I want to skip that shit my second playthrough. Like I want to just kill and be a god with the powers. So the fact that I was forced to go through all that.
Like what walkie-talkie like bullshit are you talking about?
You know when you make decisions.
I know there was building to the bigger areas. Is that what you're talking about? Like that.
Quantum Break is designed as a game where you get in there, they give you exposition while you're walking around getting to the next fight. You fight those people, you stop fighting, and you move on to the next area. And while you're moving to the next area, they give you more exposition, and you fight the next battle, and then the chapter ends and you watch a show. What I wanted from Quantum Break, if you're talking about replayability, is the ability to instantly just fight. Not have to listen to dialogue. Just let me get in there, give me a scenario, and just let me fight. And
I could definitely see what you're saying, like a horde mode, kind of like was it American Nightmare when it came to Alan Wake or something like that.
And I know Mooch will probably snicker, but Uncharted has a mode where you can just go right to the firefight sections.
Well, and it's kind of funny that you mention that because the chat, everyone's saying, "What about Uncharted 4?" This and that. And you know what? For me, I didn't finish Uncharted, so I can't say, "Oh, it's not the best game ever" or whatever, because I got through maybe about halfway through it, and for me, and again, maybe I'm just being a hypocrite because of all the cutscenes in Quantum Break, but for me in Uncharted there was way too many cutscenes. But with Quantum Break, you had a movie, you had a TV show in between every.
You could skip if you wanted to.
Right, but for me, Uncharted, I just got so bored of the cutscenes, and for not everybody that doesn't know all the story 1, 2, and 3, you feel kind of lost when they're
replayability is also such a subjective thing to some people. Like, so it's like, Halo, you could say, Halo offers unlimited replayability.
Oh my goodness!
But like, if you don't give a shit about Halo's multiplayer, it offers none. So.
Yeah,
but see the thing with Halo, the Halo multiplayer though, there are so many different modes. I mean, you have a mode for your creator with Forge. If you want to get really tactical, you have Breakout. If you really want to get into the competitive aspect, you have Slayer. If you want to work as a team, you have Team Slayer. If you want to work as a team and go against AI, you have Firefight. If you want to go against absolutely everything, you have Warzone. So like,
right, and I'm agreeing with you, but there are people like, look. It'll be like Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty for the single-player campaign. To me, Call of Duty offers absolutely zero replayability because when I beat the campaign in Call of Duty, I'm done. Now, people will then say to me, well, that's bullshit, Rand, because you're not including the multiplayer. Well, for me, multiplayer doesn't exist because I'm not going to play it. And there are plenty of people who do Halo the same way. That's what I'm saying. Like, replayability is very subjective. It all depends on how each person goes about it.
I got you.
Well, Rand, here's a sidebar question. I don't want to get off subject, but Rand, now that you're across the 1 million mark, will you start to play a little bit more multiplayer?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I play Rainbow
Rand.
a lot. I've been getting back into Destiny a little bit here and there.
Okay.
What I do want to do is
complaining about it.
What I do want to do is I'm going back to Doom and I'm going back to Mirror's Edge really soon because those last 2 games I kind of bought that I didn't get a chance to really play because I was holding off on points. But yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like I do like to play as many games as possible because I do like to get as many experiences as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So I'll still play some of the indie stuff that comes out. Like I just got a code today for Dynamite Fishing. I don't know, like whatever. It looks cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
just
with that. It just fucking showed up in my inbox, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'll try it out. I'll see what it is. I mean, it looks all right. I mean,
that reminds me of Homer fishing, by the way.
Well, see, my problem with saying replayability and Game of the Year nominations for like Uncharted 4, my problem with that story, if people in the chat are wondering, is that game brought nothing new to the series. 0.0. Was it nice art direction?
You got a rope. You got a hook.
Well, I mean, yeah, you did get a rope and a hook. That is true.
You know what? Crates. You got,
I mean,
crates.
It was 6 times the amount of crates that were in Uncharted 3. But I mean, except for that, there was nothing that was new to the table. So you don't play Uncharted 4. At the end of Uncharted 4, you're like, okay, I kind of like where they went with the direction of it. Yada yada yada. Okay, fine. I thought the story was good. But you weren't like, oh my God, did you see we had more in-depth discussion about 3 puzzles in Inside than we did weeks into Uncharted 4 because Uncharted 4 was just you like it or you don't. It's a story and you're done with it.
Hey, Mooch.
Well, I'm gonna say, with Inside, they can take that creature at the end and put it in a game like Godzilla and make it fight Godzilla, and I would be happy.
That's what I'm saying. People feel that way with the spider from Limbo. I mean, it's.
Well, Mooch, though, I mean,
that will give you replayability.
It is a mystery how the crate got in Uncharted 4. Like, everywhere you go, there's a crate. I mean, that's a little bit.
And that was my problem with Uncharted 4 also. It was so much, jumping around and parkour or whatever the other platform is.
But if you look at Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, it was a decent amount of shooting, and then it was platforming. In Uncharted 4, it was all platforming, and then they sprinkled a little shooting in there. And I'm like, all right, why would you do that to the series?
Because it's a different writer.
Well put. Well put. Very well put, actually. What were you going to say, Dreyer? I'm sorry.
I don't know if you guys follow Zero Punctuation. He had a review of Uncharted 4, and he was complaining about all those crates. He was like, they could actually call it Crate Simulator or something.
Same thing I said, man.
Well, I mean, listen, a lot of Uncharted 4, in my personal opinion, was dialed in. And that was one of them. It was a lot of sliding down the gravel and doing that double jump, grabbing a rope, grabbing a ledge. And the other thing I thought that was interesting was, and don't get me wrong, Tomb Raider's kind of guilty of this too, but in Uncharted 4, it was really guilty. When you're climbing, there was no skill in the climbing. You couldn't fall, really. You really couldn't fall. You saw the white marking on each of the rocks you would grab, and then all you had to do, they even took the fact of pushing the button out of it. All you had to do is take your left analog and just push up in the upward right or upward left, and your character just hopped to the next white brick. To me, it was just really some of it was just dialed in, and you could see that they were rushed. And it is what it is, and of course it deserved a 10 out of 10. But it is what it is. That's the media's darling. There's nothing you can do. And people were saying that Playdead is the media's darling. That I didn't buy into. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Playdead, if you go to @Playdead on Twitter, they've got 3,200 followers. That wouldn't be a media darling if you fucking put red lipstick all over them.
In between the release of Limbo and this game, 6 years, I think they tweeted twice. They've done 2 trailers for the game.
Right.
And that's it. Just code showed up for reviewers, and it was like, here, because I listened to the Giant Bomb guys talk about it, and Ryan McCaffrey talked about it. It was like,
yep.
There was no interaction between the press and Playdead. It was just like they were making the game. They had 2 tweets, 2 trailers, and codes arrived, and people played it. And obviously, the majority opinion is that it's great. I mean, but yeah, media darling. The media darlings, like, I would say out of all the companies out there, it's Naughty Dog by far.
Absolutely.
Naughty Dog has an office in IGN headquarters.
Well, funny you say that because Scott Lowe, who used to work for IGN and then he worked for Activision, now works for Naughty Dog. And honestly, Scott Lowe, congratulations to him. He's one of the guys that I always talk to on Twitter, and I have respect for him, even though he flirts. Well, now he's not going to. He was very flirting with the Xbox side and being a fan of Xbox, or at least as impartial as you can.
Well,
be.
Now he can't.
Now he can't.
Exactly. We understand that. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. When you're employed, when your money is coming.
If I'm a neutral,
source,
goddammit, me and you, Mooch, I don't like you.
Right. Most of them don't. Welcome to my world, South.
Future, motherfucker.
Fuck the neutrals. No, what we're gonna do is move on from that, and we're going in now. The next thing I want to talk about, because we've talked about Inside to death, and Inside's not done, people. Trust me, you're gonna be hearing about it on TXR. You're gonna get a full earful. And next week on Crossfire, I do want to bring it up one last time because then we will be discussing the ending next week. So if you don't like spoilers, we'll give you a spoiler alert. But next Crossfire, we will be discussing it more in depth. I want to move on to something that's very... Yes.
Just before you move on, I don't know if you saw this today, but ID at Xbox tweeted out that once you finish Inside, watch the reveal trailer again.
Okay.
I just did it, and it is kind of eerie in a way. I'm going to leave it at that. Like, I know... after you finish the game, watch the first trailer. Shit, I don't have the link.
So wait, Rand. Now the special ending or the original ending?
No, no, just after you finish the game.
Okay.
There's a trailer from. Here's this trailer. I don't know. I'll just put
link us if you will, or whatever.
And just watch it because it's the very first trailer, and it is kind of eerie, in a way. So.
That's kind of neat. I like shit like that. I really, really do. And I mean, it's funny because, again, and here I am going back into Inside again, but my only thing I want to say before we move on is a game like Journey that got so much credit for it being the same kind of sat on the same pedestal, if you will, as Inside. Inside gives so much more. There's so much. And people are saying Inside you really can't play. It doesn't have maybe it doesn't, you're not going to replay it 10 or 15 times. But I could definitely see playing Inside. I've beaten Limbo 2 or 3 times.
I can see people playing it like twice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to play Inside twice. After that, that's a whole other discussion. We'll have to come back to it. I can't answer that today. But what I want to do, and Rand, thank you for that. I'll make sure tonight after I beat the game, I will retweet what you just said with your comment about watching the trailer. What I want to move on to tonight, and we touched on it on Xbox Nation, but I want to really get into it because this has kind of been my baby. I've been talking about it for a long time. Anybody who knows me on Twitter, I've been talking about it, and I love it. I love Bioshock. And Bioshock Collection is coming out September 13th. Only problem I have with that is that's when ReCore comes out. So it's going to be a little bittersweet for me on going back and forth between a new IP and something I hold near and dear in Bioshock. But the discussion I wanted to get into was, how does the panel take the Bioshock Collection? Because Bioshock, whether you like it or not, Bioshock kind of is, how do I put it? It's been put on its own pedestal, if you will. It is its own greatness. People that don't like Bioshock still respect Bioshock. So I guess my question is 2 things to the panel. Are you going to buy the collection, A? B, what's your take on Bioshock's remaster versus the other remasters that we have gotten or that are rumored to come out? Myself, personally, I'll go, and then I'll start with South next. I'm buying it day one, big shocker. And I'm okay. I'm okay with Bioshock because it's kind of like Star Wars. Okay, let me give you the analogy. Star Wars has come out now on. We all had it on VHS. Then it came on CD. Then it came. Then it came on. Like I said, VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, then Blu-ray, and it's going to come out shortly on 4K. Right, and it's not going to end. So and people go, money grab, money grab, money grab. Well, yes and no. If you're a true fanatic of Star Wars, you want to see this son of a bitch in its glory, and if it keep getting clearer and clearer and give you this in-depth look of this world that you love to immerse yourself in, I say go for it. When you see remasters like the piece of shit that we got from Naughty Dog, Uncharted Collection, where they didn't give you the whole game, and I think they did a half-assed job kind of doing it. It didn't really look.
And don't forget Prototype 1 and 2.
Prototype 1 and 2 was awful. And I gotta say, even my beloved Borderlands did a terrible job. The frame rate was despicable when it first came out.
And let's be honest.
Go ahead.
Master Chief Collection.
Well, look, they gave us
sorry,
hold on. Master Chief Collection was a special exception, all right?
No. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Started.
I'll put it in there. I'll put it in there, South.
With the Master Chief Collection, I mean, they tried to have they had different servers for each type of Halo. All right, it was.
No, I mean, there's no spin control, man. You can't.
Dude, listen. I'm not saying it wasn't broken, but for the ambition of what they were trying to do with that title, I respect. All right?
Most definitely. But really,
unfortunately,
if we're talking about
didn't work out quite as I had hoped.
The worst part about that is they fucking knew the game was broken.
And it wasn't 343, and 343 got all the shit for it.
Yeah.
So
they knew the game was broken, and they released it anyways.
Which is why Halo 3 Anniversary is going to come out next year, separate from everything, be its own anniversary title. Look forward to that.
That's a discussion we're going to get into later, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I may be the only person. I don't see. You know, when they say when there's smoke, there's fire. Man, there isn't even 2 sticks in the woods over there. I don't see that happening at all. I don't think that Microsoft's investing. I think they haloed us to death in the past year and a half. I don't think they're going to have that come out because I think
if you said we're going to talk about it later, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
I'll give you some
We'll
reasons
talk about it
why
later.
it will happen.
I promise. No, but like, so Sal, are you doing Bioshock, and do you think it's warranted?
You know what? I think that they've taken enough time to make it worth buying. Am I gonna buy it day one? Probably not. I'll wait till a sale or something.
Yeah.
Because I dug part 1, part 2. To me, I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
3, Infinite was great. I really liked it. So 2 kind of killed it. Really, like ice cold on the whole, Bioshock thing. Infinite, redeemed itself. Shout out to Rod Ferguson. I don't know how much of input he put into it, but you know what I mean. He helped finish that game.
Right.
But I think they've taken enough time to where they're proud enough and they're confident enough to bring this out. So I think it's going to be worth buying. Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? Really, shout out to Rod. That's true. I think he had a lot to do with Infinite, especially just getting to fruition, coming to fruition and getting to the finish line. Dreyer, are you going to be getting Bioshock? And what's your opinion on remasters in general? And is Bioshock in that same remaster category that we just put everybody else that kind of failed into?
Okay, well, I'm gonna shock everyone. I bought Halo Master Chief Collection again today.
Very nice. Good job.
I have the game in physical form.
It's better today than it was 2 years ago, though. So
it's amazing today, to be honest with you.
But I've never played Bioshock, any of the games, so I might not buy it the day one. I'll just wait for a sale or something.
Well, see, you're the target audience because you never played it. You never got a chance to, Well, hey,
no,
once you find that in part 1, once you find out the ending, that's what like Rand talks about. Where you put your headset down and you're like, oh my god,
right. It really is, and I'll tell you something.
Well,
I do want to defend Bioshock for a second because here's the thing, Sal, and you, by all means, you have every right to say what you said about Bioshock 2. Bioshock 2 is definitely my third favorite in the trilogy, but I will say this much: it was just like Bioshock 1, Part 2. You know what I mean? It's basically okay. Yeah, now you're the big daddy. Great. A little different perspective on the little sisters. Great. But yeah, it didn't fulfill that need that Bioshock was supposed to give you. I think it was more of a and Bioshock, Rand, you're really good at knowing who makes and what. And Bioshock 2 was made by a different dev. Yeah, so they were. It was a different office, different group, and then Ken Levine took his masterpiece back and did Infinite, which was glorious.
But anyway,
no, go ahead, Dreyer.
Yeah, I'm not. When it comes to remasters, I'm all for them if it's like games that some people haven't played, because I've never played Halo games before the Master Chief Collection came out, and then I played it and I loved it. And I never played Gears of War, the first one, until the remastered one came out. So I played it and I enjoyed it. So I might get the Bioshock one, but I'm not going to buy it for $60. There's no way.
That's the thing, and I'm glad that you brought that up, and South touched on it. Here I am. I've been waving the Bioshock flag for a long time, and I've been saying I'm going to grab it day one, and I would say I'm 95%. I'm going to own it, no doubt, and I will be buying it. But I guess my one question is, now that it's coming out the same day as ReCore, and ReCore's going to have all that hype, and people are going to be showing it, am I smarter to say, yes, of course I'm a diehard Bioshock fan, but should I just wait until maybe 30 days? Because when you're talking remasters and collections, you don't have to wait 60, 90, 120 days. 30 days after, they generally drop, not half price, but it'll go to maybe like
Mooch,
$44.99. Yeah, what do you got, Red?
I'll answer this question for you because this is how I feel about it. I love Bioshock, right?
Yes.
Like to death. Bioshock 1, probably my favorite game of the entire last gen. Bioshock
Agreed.
Infinite, loved it to death.
Agreed.
Here's the problem. Comes out September 13th.
Yes.
And this whole gen I've been saying, less with remasters, new IPs. There's a new IP coming out that same day.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's
I'm going to give my own advice. I'm playing ReCore,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And then, the 27th, is Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah.
The 30th is Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
The 7th is Mafia 3. The 11th is Gears of War 4.
I know.
The 21st
buddy.
is Battlefield 1. The 28th is Titanfall 2. There's no time and on it because it's not just one. It's 3.
No, you're 100% accurate.
You're looking at February before you're playing it.
Yeah. So for me, as much as I love Bioshock, like I'm sorry, like.
Yep.
That game's taking a back seat because there's a whole bunch of new experiences,
Bravo, Rand,
that I have yet to play, and I'm going to support ReCore. I'm going to buy ReCore day one.
Yes.
I'm going to buy Forza Horizon. And look, I'm not going to say to anybody like if whatever you want to buy and play is whatever you want to buy and play, but if you want to send a message to Microsoft that hey, we want new stuff, or to publishers in general. You gotta fucking buy the game. If you're buying, if your Bioshock Infinite the collection comes out, and you buy that over ReCore, you're telling publishers that you're fine with replaying older stuff rather than newer stuff.
Right.
So that's my stance on it.
You know what's going to happen is like Bioshock is going to be top of the charts that week or month. And then ReCore is going to be like at the bottom half, or like not even in the charts for that month NPD. And people are going to be like, why don't we get new games and stuff like that? And then you can just point to that whole situation, like why didn't you buy that game?
Well, I think here's the thing. So what Rand said, and anyone that follows me on Twitter knows that what Rand said is what I've actually been tweeting. I've been saying my only negative and kind of putting a thumbs down to it is that why wouldn't you, if you're 2K, why wouldn't you release that game August 1st? And don't tell me we're not ready for it. We've known you've been doing this for a long time. You could have gotten such a larger audience, and it would have given us so much to play through in August to get to September.
Didn't Brazil leak it 2 months ago?
Well, I even forgot to mention the Destiny expansion is September 20th.
That's right.
So, I mean, there's so many new look, I don't. You're right. Like the Batman collection had a perfect date. It was end of July. Nothing comes out in June, end of July, and most of August. You could have released Bioshock at any point in those months, and people would have fucking been happy to play it. But you're releasing it at the start of what is AAA season. Now, of course, God forbid if ReCore gets delayed, then maybe I'd play it because then it's okay, ReCore's freed up. I have a week or so until I can play something else. But I'm playing all those other games first. No matter how much I love Bioshock 1 and Bioshock Infinite, I'm gonna play the new games first. That's what I want out of my Xbox.
Mooch, I have to say this is one of my absolute favorite things about being on Crossfire. You heard me and Rand before talking about Inside in comparison to other games and stuff like that, and there was a definite disagreement. Yes. Right here, I feel, my opinion, he hit the nail right on the head. If we're gonna tout new IPs and stuff, support the new IPs. This collection, when it comes out, is gonna be around.
Yes.
So by the time you go through all the new games and stuff like that, how much is this game gonna be afterwards?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it has a multiplayer attached to it where you need to get in there right then and there.
Xbox, you're 100% right, and I'm right in line with you and Rand. I do want to make a comment to people that are on Twitter, and a lot of you know who he is, and he's a friend of mine. Good guy. I believe he goes by a Supersonic or something like that. What's his name there? The guy who did a lot of work on, oh, God, I can't remember. He did a lot of stuff on Project Spark for us. But my point being is this. He keeps saying, why is it you guys are going to buy this collection when we should be pushing for backwards compatibility? Now, here's my Here's my thing with backwards compatibility. First of all, when I'm playing on my Xbox One, yes, if there's a game that happens to make the Xbox backwards compatibility list and I own it and I want to, Left 4 Dead, right? Yeah, I just feel like having a couple of 20, 30-minute run and I just want to put a game in. I don't mind the emulator coming up. I don't mind all that great stuff that they gave us. Thank you very much, Microsoft. But that's not me on a day-to-day basis. I want to buy the Bioshock collection, okay, remastered on the Xbox One because of the backward-forward compatibility. So when I got my Project Scorpio, I'm still going to be playing my Bioshock collection whenever I want in glorious 1080p. So I don't want to keep going back to the emulator. I can't give the greatest analogy for it, but when you want to play, I have my NES, I have my SNES, I have my Sega Genesis. If I want to play those games, I'll go pop the cartridge in, play the game. That's fine. But that's a short-lived experience. These are long throughout processes and stories that we have in Bioshock that I would want to just play when I want to play them, and I don't want them to look like 360 games in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Well, Mooch, what I would say is like give the consumer the choice to decide if they want that experience or the new one.
Yeah.
But what they are doing is forcing people to buy the new remastered version, even if they have the game. And that I think it's not the right way to do this.
Wait, are you saying if I owned it on 360, then I should get it for free on the One? That type of thing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying make the original games backwards compatible so that those people can still play it on the Xbox One, and if they want to upgrade to a 1080p 60 frames a second, then they can go and buy that.
I think they will. I think they will, because they are increasing the frame rate, like you said. This version's, well, they increased the resolution to 1080p, and they're also actually increasing the frame rate from 30 to 60, which the 360 version doesn't have. So I can still see them putting out. I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, there are remasters on the One that their 360 counterparts are backwards compatible.
So, Rand, shame on me, but thank you for saying that. Could you repeat that again? So, what are we getting in the Bioshock collection?
So the Bioshock collection is Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite. All the DLC, no multiplayer. They took the multiplayer out of 2.
That's okay.
So you get all the DLC and everything. It's $60. They went back and they remastered it, so the resolution is now 1080p, because I don't think it was originally.
No.
And the frame rates on all 3 console versions were 30 frames. They're essentially using the PC port, because the PC ports were 1080p 60 or whatever, So this console, the remaster is 1080p 60 frames.
That's
so
huge.
They're increasing the frame rate.
But don't forget, people, if you have Amazon Prime or the Best Buy Gamers Club, you can save $20 on each.
I do have one outside of just really quick. Outside of the release date problem, I also think it's a tad bit too expensive at $60. But that's
I do too.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought up.
I was talking to Inferno, and I think 50's the sweet spot. I'll give him credit. He said it publicly first. I do agree with him though. $50 would have been nice.
I got you. Well, Mooch, I was listening to Four Guys with Quarters the other day, and Clowns, didn't you guys say something about kind of like the promise of back compat? Like I believe there was at least articles saying like that the Bioshocks were supposed to come out back compat, and you guys were kind of going back and forth of whether or not they're delaying that for the remaster.
Yep. You're correct, because according to the information that Assassin pulled up, at some point Bioshock advertises backwards compatible. I'd have to ask him for the actual evidence and proof, but yeah, that was the whole issue. Is like, I think 2K knew that it's hot, that Bioshock is hot, and that this generation still wants it, and they're just, I hate to say it, man, I think they're making a money grab, because they know fans are going to buy it, whether it's 60 or whether it goes down to 30, fans will always buy it, and they're forcing people right now to buy it as well that never experienced it. What I don't think is fair is that Polygon just printed an article is that you can get Bioshock 1 and 2 on the PC in the Steam Summer Sale, and they're going to give you the remasters for free. 2K is going to give them the remasters for free. So I don't think that's fair to
different
console
markets. That's PC.
Yeah, but
they expect that. They expect that.
PC always gets cheaper prices.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're getting it free.
Right, I know, but PC people have been getting, like, that's the norm for PC. That's not like unheard of. Like, that shit always happens. I mean, it's the same issue with like Xbox Live Gold is $60 on the One.
But look at the product, Clowns. Before we depict them as just that's not fair. That's not fair. Rand just said that the PC was getting these games at 1080 60 day one. So they're putting them all together and handing them back to them. That's not that big. We're actually going 720p 30 to 1080p 60. So what someone always told me, and we can talk about the value of the dollar if you want to break that down, and I'll join you on that, and I'll agree with you that 60 is too much. Mm-hmm. But you are handing them money, and you are getting a better product than you currently own on the 360. Now, if you say, no, Mooch, I don't agree with you one bit. I think 720p 30 is fine. You don't have to buy this. Because listen, I got news for you. Come March, April, May of next year, these games, when they do dip down in price also for the collection, will probably also come on backwards compatibility.
That's what I'm thinking.
You're going to get them anyway. So for you people that are saying, boo, hiss, let's pitchfork and knife, Mooch and all the guys that want Bioshock. All I'm saying is you're going to get your back compat once this thing drops down to $30-$40 come February or March next year. So,
yeah, Mooch. The reason why I brought it up is because of I think the guy on Twitter, Supersonic Station.
Yes,
I think that's what he was kind of referring to was the fact that
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's really pushing his opinion hard, but I gotta give him credit for that. You know what I mean? He's really jamming it in there.
Is he Italian? Is he Italian?
I don't know, man. But he's giving it his all. And the thing about it is that Rand said it. I want to play but here's the thing. The only part I might renege on, and I've been saying it in my tweets, is I'm just not happy that they picked the wrong time to release the collection.
Yeah.
This had summer release written all over it, and I would have paid the $60 gladly. But like Rand said, I'm going to take $60 out of my pocket, hand it to them, get this product, and then I'm going to play Recore for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to dive headfirst into either Final Fantasy and, like you say, Gears and Forza. Like, come on. Like, why would I do the $60 purchase? We all know when I get around to it, it's going to be about $30.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They're selling it in this at that point in time because there's no games on PlayStation 4 during it. Unless you want to wait for The Last Guardian, nobody's going to buy that.
Right. Well, I mean, let me bring this up, guys. Since we're talking about remasters, let's talk apples to apples for a minute here. So people are kind of shitting on the fact that Bioshock's $60, and it's only giving you 30 frames. It's giving you frames better, slightly better resolution.
That frames per second is a big thing.
That's huge, by the way. It is huge.
Well, just put this into perspective. The Last Guardian is $60, so I would say this is a better deal.
Fact.
I gotta say something though, Mooch. I want to say something because Assassin just linked all of us to the article.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just retweeted him.
Very last paragraph. Microsoft has confirmed that the original Bioshock and Bioshock 2 are coming to backwards compatible.
Right. I'm on the Xbox.userforce.com and where you can vote for the games coming to backwards compatibility. Yeah. And when I get done to Bioshock Infinite, there's the admin says in progress responded. This game has been announced as upcoming title for Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Yes.
Find the whole list back. Like here's the thing. Like it's probably going to go backwards compatible the day or the day after that collection comes out. Right. Not any time before.
Maybe that's something to do with like some sort of license agreement. Maybe 2K said, "Hey, let us try to remaster it, sell it first." Before we agree to make it backwards compatible.
Absolutely, and I mean, listen, this isn't November 2013, guys. We've been talking about this we're going on 3 years now. Okay, this is nothing new. We know, Clowns, what you just said is exactly what is happening. That's exactly what 2K was on the phone with Microsoft. They said, look, we're going to let you do it. We're going to give you we're going to assign the publishing rights over to backwards compatibility for your new system. Just do me a favor and let me make a couple dollars. I think me and you would say that if we were doing a lemonade stand down the road. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. But what I want to kind of get your guys' opinion on, and it does tie in with this, is what about the fact that Call of Duty's doing the same thing? And they're actually doing it kind of worse.
They are doing it worse, man. Don't sugarcoat it, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is worse, in my opinion.
Wait. How are they doing it worse?
It's $80 for a game you already own,
and it's one game. It's one backwards game.
No. But think about it. So if you pay $100, you get the season pass, the remaster, and the new game. So really, it's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, but let me break it down for you, Sal. When was the last time you played the new map packs? Never. The remaster's there for $20 more right now.
Well, I didn't play. So, I didn't even finish the last Black Ops, which normally that's like the first thing I do. Right. I love Call of Duty, but this one just did not resonate with me. I don't know why. Obviously the new one I'm gonna buy, but I think for $100 for the season pass, the remaster and Infinite, you can't beat it because normally I'm paying like $150 a year.
One thing I gotta say real quick is that do we know that the maps for the Call of Duty 4 are going to be free with the season pass?
Yes, it says.
Well, I thought the season pass was for Infinite Warfare, not Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But it's creative wording.
No, but for the remaster, all the maps are in it, right?
No, here's the thing. They only remastered 10 maps of Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, no. See, here's the deal. This is where this is worse. All right. It just seems like Activision has no confidence in their new title, and they are piggybacking off the nostalgia of the original.
Of course,
it's a hell of a drug.
Well, come on, it's Activision.
Well, that doesn't give it a pass, though.
No, I'm not giving it a pass. But I'm saying Activision. Now, listen, everybody loves money. Their shareholders love money, right? You go to work, you make your paycheck, right? Yeah. Hey, don't you want? Hey, even if you made something
decent new game.
Listen. Say you made a car 2 years ago, right? And you sold it for $20,000, and then and then yesterday someone resold it for $30,000. Wouldn't you be like, damn, I made that? What the hell? How come I can't get a little cut of that?
Right.
If there's a way that you could, wouldn't you jump into that?
Here's what I'm gonna say. Let's imagine a scenario next year. Microsoft is like, Halo 6 is coming, right? But if you pay $80, you get Halo 3 remastered completely. Or let's say Sony was like, hey, God of War 4 is coming, and if you pay 80 or 100, you get God of War 3 remastered. My initial response to both of those would be like, they're including those, one of the most highly regarded Halos of all time, the best-selling Halo of all time, as well as one of the best-selling God of War of all time, not because they want to give value to the consumer, but because they have no faith in the product.
Exactly, Rand.
Which is why Activision has no faith in Infinite Warfare. Look, they're getting shit on from all directions. They got Battlefield 1 coming out. They got Titanfall 2 coming out.
But Rand, they got declining sales. That's the factor.
But I'm just saying, if Microsoft or Sony did that with their biggest franchise, and they were like, "Hey guys, you spend $100, you also get this other game completely remastered for free," if you want, I'd be like, "Well, they have no faith in
all right,
main product."
Rand, let's make a gentleman's bet for say $1.
Okay.
That this Infinite, whatever the fuck they're calling it, is gonna outsell Black Ops 3.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that.
A fucking $1.
Well, number one, I don't know what the sales are for Black Ops 3, so it's kind of hard for me to say it's
Black Ops 3 did well, but I'll tell you the truth. But in South, you know as well as I know. I mean, that's a fine bet, but you're going to be $1 richer because the Call of Duty 4 remaster is definitely on everybody's radar.
Exactly.
And a lot of it's nostalgia and hype.
I think it will be the first time everyone bought a piece of shit with sprinkles on top of it.
No, that was Overwatch. But you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm sorry. I've been itching.
Bang, shots fired.
No, I'm like bang.
Overwatch sucks.
Oh, no. Rand, listen, that was not a jab at Rand. My point is this. I think that the old Call of Duty, okay, I'm even hook, line, and sinker, so that my $100 is already out of my wallet. Here's my point. I'm getting it because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. And I don't want to be there on November, whatever it is, 16th, 11th, 14th, whatever that Thursday or Tuesday happens to be, when everyone's playing Call of Duty 4, and I'm like, no, I'm all right, guys. I'm still back here on Titanfall 2. Someone want to play? No? All right, great. So I want to kind of be there and experience it because it was a hell of a game. We all enjoyed it. But I'm telling you now, you heard it from Mooch. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Everyone's going to enjoy Call of Duty 4.
He said remaster. Call it
Doty.
Call it Dookie.
Dookie.
But hey, you're starting to get as bad as Rand with this specific.
No, that was great. Rand, by the way, that was hysterical on Xbox Nation, but nonetheless, that was great.
Call of Duty.
When he does that, it's hysterical. But
I have to point it out every time.
You do point it out. We all try to leave Rand alone.
Please say it.
You beg him to say it. We're like, leave Rand alone. But like literally, we're only going to be playing this Call of Duty remake maybe for a couple of weeks, and then, in my personal opinion, it's just going to drop off. I don't think it's going to have much legs. Look at Black Ops. Black Ops 1. Well, here's the thing. Battlefield 1, that's somewhere where I'm saving my $60. I will not be buying Battlefield. I can't play Battlefield. The maps are so goddamn big. I don't know what the hell's coming or going. There's 85 people on screen. I got to pick a server. Is a plane landing on my head? I don't know what's happening.
It's a blimp that's landing on
To me, myself personally, Battlefield 1 is like joining a cult. There's still people on, and you know what? You think I'm kidding, but it's true. On my friend's timeline, as we speak, There's people playing Battlefield 4. They're still playing it because they are literally in a cult. They all have Waco, Texas T-shirts on. They don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Battlefield.
The thing with the Battlefield community is they are really loyal and they stick to that game for like ages. I think like the Battlefield 3 servers are still online and people are still playing that game.
Well, that's my point, Dreyer. But then when you have someone like me that goes, oh yeah, I'll try Battlefield. It looks really good.
But, you know,
and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I would say Call of Duty fans, they are like, they don't really care about the game. They just want to be the first to have it, so that they can own
the thing about Call
else.
of Duty, okay, and this is why Call of Duty is more arcadey to Battlefield Simulator, is I left Call of Duty for a long time. All of a sudden, I start playing Call of Duty. An hour in, all of a sudden, I'll get a couple of rounds where I go 15-4. I feel good. You know, you play 6-7 hours of Battlefield 3, 4, 1 in the future. You can play for an entire week. If you're not a Battlefieldy, you're screwed. Like you're gonna get screwed.
Battlefieldy.
If you're not
Battlefieldy.
Do it up. You know what I mean? Like you get destroyed. Like everyone on the panel right now. Dreyer, you said you're gonna get it. Anybody else getting Battlefield?
Yep.
I'll probably get it.
There's no guarantee for me, man. There's no guarantee for me. I know exactly what you're saying with Battlefield. It's a decent game, but you have those hardcore people in there, and
it's like Halo. It's like Halo playing against pro people in Halo. You know, you're gonna get owned.
The problem with Battlefield most people have is that the maps are so goddamn huge that most people find themselves running this large distance only to end up dying.
Hey, I'm a fat dude. I don't want to fucking die and then have to run a marathon to die again.
You're not a fat dude in the game, though. It's not like you're on a treadmill or something.
Hey, you know what? Hey, when the guy's running for more than like 3 minutes, I'm starting to get out of breath, all right? My palm is sweaty.
Well, I've heard that you can actually spawn on top of your allies right now, so that you are like spawned right into the battle now instead of having to run.
Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I've had that same issue with Battlefield before. I would like die and then I have to run like 15 minutes to get to the battle, and then I die, and then it's like a restart. You do the same thing all the time.
The thing about Battlefield for me is that it's a commitment. I'm in Rand's camp. I want to play every game he listed except for Battlefield 1 this fall. Everyone he listed, I'm buying, I'm getting, I want to sponsor it, and I also want to play the shit out of them. But in order to do that, that means, well, except for that one, I will, I want to like, to get into Battlefield, you have to be like Jon Stewart in Half-Baked. You know what I mean? You have to be like, red team, go! Red team, go! Like, I'm not doing that shit, you know? Like, you have to be...
have you done it on weed, man?
You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be so immersed into that series. Like, I just can't put myself into it. That much time commitment. Especially that time of year, right? There's so much stuff coming out. But people who play Battlefield, the Battlefieldies, they're doing it 24/7, 365. And Dreyer, they haven't stopped since I think 1999. They just keep going.
They still keep going, but I think the single player mode will be really interesting because of the setting and the history behind all of that. Mm-hmm. It will be interesting to play through all of that.
You're right. It could be interesting, but DICE does not make good single player campaigns.
No, and Battlefield 4 suffered from that bug with Frostbite where you lose your saves.
Yeah, and plus, we all know how Frostbite runs on XboxOne, so...
Yeah, great.
It will be 720p, 60 frames a second on XboxOne. Just wait for Scorpio.
Yeah, well, Scorpio's a year out. By then, we'll be playing... I would assume Battlefront 2 will be the game next holiday, right?
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's funny. We've only brought Scorpio up twice, but the time we're talking about now, to see what Scorpio's power is going to be like next year, come these games that come out, is going to be so impressive, man. I'm so excited for that.
They should take Battlefront to the backyard and shoot it in the head, and just give us a new KOTOR, because everyone is asking for that. why do they bring out Battlefront?
Well, Battlefront 2, if it has a story and everything like that, if they put into it the stuff that they had originally planned for, or was it Battlefront? Yeah, if they put in everything that they had originally planned, it could spark my interest. So
You know, now that the Bioshock remastered has been announced, Mooch,
Yeah.
I'm sure any day EA is going to announce the Mass Effect remaster.
oh,
what
don't get Jamie excited like that.
where's
Hey,
my-
right now, wait, hold on. You just heard Jamie Moran.
I know. Well, I was waiting for my.
spoiled his pants right now.
Well, I mean,
Where's
do you think are we gonna get it? Do you think we're ever gonna get? I mean, do they want to make it? We haven't heard anything at all.
They're not doing it. I just said that just to make Jamie cry. But there we go. Poor Jamie.
Well, if they release that,
Hey,
then
Jamie would
buy it.
fund
I
the
would
thing
still buy it.
himself if he could.
He really would.
Remember,
Really
I had heard a rumor like when Microsoft told their partners that they were doing backwards compatibility that EA actually canceled all their remasters.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but they haven't done. They're one of the few companies this gen that have not done a single remaster.
Well, let me ask Jamie this question real quick. Hey, Jamie, I know Jamie's listening. Feel free to tweet everybody on the show, and I'll retweet it so everyone can listen, and we'll repeat what you say. If you get Mass Effect 1 is already on back compat, but if 2 and 3 come to back compat, does that satisfy your need, or do you want 1080p 60 for you as well? I'll be looking for your answer, and I'll let everybody know. The reason I say that is...
You're 60, you're giving me death.
Right, exactly.
New
Right.
achievements.
Well, everybody's just shitting on the fact that the collection's $60, and then all of a sudden, I bet when Mass Effect, Mass Effect's another darling, right?
Hey, you see his fucking tweet?
No, oh, there it is. There it is. He's
like,
doing
"You
the Wolf
sons of
on Wall
bitches."
Street. That's
Yeah.
great. No, but Jamie, would you be okay with only Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 coming to backwards compatibility? That's the question we're looking for. But yeah, that's something that I think that. See, it's funny. I don't know. The environments, the way I would be okay with Mass Effect being backwards compatible, but that's because I'm not a fanatic about it like I am with Bioshock, and Jamie probably feels the same way, but the opposite side with Mass Effect. And I think there's more Mass Effect fans than maybe Bioshock fans out there, but I don't know if that's debatable or not. But nonetheless, I think that while we're waiting for Jamie's answer, I want to take us into our next subject, guys. And now we're going to kind of get into what I like to call this is going to be the stinker part of the show. And we're going to start it off with games with gold for July. We kind of went at it on Xbox Nation. Rand was a part of that. I want to get South's take. South, here's my impression of games with gold. You don't have to give people what Mooch likes, but instead of 4 crappy games, can we just get 1 decent game? That's what I'm trying to say.
Or 1.5.
Or 1.5, meaning exactly 1 decent Xbox One game and even a half of an Xbox 360 game that was okay.
Right.
Because to be honest with you, Banner Saga and Tumbleweeds and everything else we're getting, who gives a shit about this?
No, they have their niche, fans. I mean,
Yeah, especially
they
Banner
have.
Saga.
Yeah, Banner Saga does have their fans and everything, and hey, hats off to them. I don't like to shit on devs, you know what I mean? Because everybody has a job, everybody has a family to to support. So in that aspect, I wish everybody success. But when like you said, we need at least what was it a couple months ago? We had like 3 good games, and it was
it was
holy
awesome.
shit.
We had
It was
Sunset Overdrive. That same month we had oh crap! I can't remember the
shit.
360 one now, but it was
Boy.
but that was I was gonna say I was okay. I downloaded Super Meat Boy. I totally didn't have that game. I downloaded that because I like platformer games like that.
I thought for sure from there we were at a mountaintop and we couldn't go down.
I downloaded The Crew. I got news for you. In Mooch's house. I think that Crew. I think I'm gonna play it for about 10 minutes. That'll be deleted soon.
The Crew is okay. It's better than a lot of stuff. That
Right.
They give. And I mean, for me, listen. I mean, you can sit there and say, "Well, why are you bitching about something that's free?" Well, you can't get it's the carrot and the stick aspect.
Right.
I'm in agreement with you. I think that we should get 1 decent game. Like, why haven't we gotten Rise yet? Why haven't we gotten Dead Rising 3 yet?
Those games are actually good.
Yeah, but they're not selling. Who's buying them right now?
I'm with South 100%. Now Rand made a point and said, Why would they give that out when there's no intentions to build off of that genre?
Yeah, there's like for
game?
Rise, there's no chance for a sequel. There's no point in giving the game away for free because there's no.
Then why give out
Dead Rising?
I mean, they
Sunset.
could, but here's the thing with Dead Rising. Well, Sunset because that's Insomniac, and I do think they're going to
Dead Rising 4 is coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think Dead Rising. I think Rand is onto something. I do think Sunset Overdrive 2 has at least a good chance.
The thing about Dead Rising is that
Sunset Overdrive is dead.
Nah, I don't know if it's dead.
No.
Dead.
I don't think it's completely dead.
I've talked to many people, no names, and Insomniac wanted way more sales to further along their ideas.
Well, you know what it is, though? Here's the thing when it comes... Tell me what you guys think about new IP. Here's my thing with new IP. Is it fair? Is it truly fair to take a new IP and expect it to blow everyone's doors out? That's not fair. I mean, look at Godfather. Godfather was a great movie, but Godfather 2 is the one people generally talk about when they use expressions, sayings, or even some of the sound clips.
Okay, well, let me flip the script on you.
Go ahead.
Bloodborne. What did it sell? 1, maybe 2 million?
I think it was 2 million.
2 million.
Yeah,
okay, and obviously that's going to get a sequel. So
because it's fucking Dark Souls, man.
It's Dark Souls. That's not fair. It piggybacked.
Okay, so but it was a new IP. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
Kind.
That's like if
what other new IPs did like what do you think the threshold is to warrant a sequel? What is it? 1 million, 2 million sold? You tell me.
I think it's quality. What's wrong with quality?
Sunset was quality.
Exactly.
It deserved a fucking sequel.
Sunset Overdrive deserves a sequel. I think Rise, doesn't.
Yes.
Because it was the same looking characters. It was stop, stab, push. Stop, stab, push. It's the same thing over and over again. Sunset had multiple weapons, multiple ways to beat enemies, jumping, running, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
It was fun.
Story, fun. Rise was really... Listen, I'm not making fun of Rise. Rise was a launch title. Most launch titles are just do the same thing 1,000 times and look pretty. You know what I mean?
Don't think that Rise pissed everybody off is that it fucking blew up everybody's feed with the pictures.
Well, the thing with Rise is that we probably may have gotten another game if Crytek and Microsoft could have worked out their issues. Because Crytek owns the IP, and there's some bad blood between Microsoft and Crytek. As far as Sunset Overdrive, for Dead Rising, because you're right, hey, we got Dead Rising 4 coming out this year. Dead Rising 3 would be a good filler. But the problem with that is if you give out Dead Rising 3 now, some people would download that for free and then get their zombie slaying fix now and then have no intentions of buying Dead Rising 4.
See, Rand,
that's where I disagree.
It's kind of like with that, I think it would be the opposite way around. I think it would bring people back to Dead Rising and get
you have
them
to think about how
excited
most people are though. Like we're a different kind of group of gamer. Yeah, we'll play Dead Rising 3 and then play Dead Rising 4. But most people they just play it and be like, well, I mean, what's the difference between Dead Rising 3 and Dead Rising 4? I mean,
let me put a moochism for you. You go out to dinner, right? Hey, you go out to dinner. You order, appetizer. You get some calamari, right?
Right.
Okay.
Is that going to stop you?
Order a whale.
Is that going to stop you from ordering the salmon?
No.
Okay.
That's South Socialism right there.
The defense rests.
Okay.
If I could drop my mic right now, I would.
Can we get that out? There's also a scenario that you download Dead Rising 3 and absolutely hate it, and you lost a potential customer for 4.
But the thing is, most people that play Dead Rising 3, if they give all the DLC content with it,
they don't do that though. They don't do what game on Games with Gold has given away the full title with all DLC? They give away the title and the DLC. They want you to buy the DLC.
They want you to buy the DLC, yeah.
Well, if I was friends with people in higher ups, I'd be like, listen, this is what you should do. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's a bunch of red tape and stuff. I'm sure it's up to Capcom probably to determine whether or not that's Games of Gold. But I don't think it's ever going to be like.
Well, here's the thing with Dead Rising 4 coming out in December, I believe, was December 6th.
Yes.
Now would be, in my opinion, all right? Like, I'm not saying that the way you're thinking, Rand, is wrong at all, but my opinion, now would actually be the perfect time.
Agreed.
Dead Rising.
Well, okay, yes, you're right. If you give it out now, but like the closer you get to the launch of that game, the less likely it becomes.
Exactly.
That's my point. Like if it was last year, great.
I thought for sure this June or July would be the perfect month for Dead Rising 3.
Exactly.
Like, because you have, there's the releases are sparse. You know what I mean? It would have been perfect.
I don't really think also games with gold and PlayStation, like the games they give away, I don't think that drives revenue and subs as much as like that's why. Remember when like people were saying, "Oh, gold is gonna go free," for multiplayer, and like everyone was like, "Well, they're gonna do that because people will just sub for the games." It's like, no, like people like.
If they give better games, though.
Well, yeah, but what are better games? Like, I mean, define that. Like, everything's subjective. I mean, there might be someone out there who really enjoys Tumblestone. I mean, and you're going to tell that person that game's garbage even though they really like it?
I think they have to hit... I think they have to hit a larger audience, though, right? And Rand, good example with you saying Tumblestone. My point being is that like we had
this fuck is this like Bizarro Land? All this agreement with Rand?
Oh, I know, right?
Dude,
I think Rand went through a 6-month war zone.
Did you take the knife and like fucking shave it down? Is it now?
Yeah, now it's a Q-tip. Listen, the thing is, like literally, I think that we do need to hit an audience though with games with gold, where you're attracting more than the niche people. I'm tired of the banner sagas. I'm tired of the Peggles. Like, can we please get to something like? I'm trying to think of a game. I'm just trying to stretch my arms out there. How about this, Wolfenstein?
Okay? Perfect. Even the second one. Second one.
Yes, even the add-on, like the old blood or whatever they call it. Like you just give us something that at least somebody would say. Like me, I can't stand most drivers. The only racing game I like is Forza Horizons. I don't like the others. So, but
I'm with you, Mooch.
Right, you know what I mean?
And before Forza Horizon 3 comes out, why don't we get Forza Horizon 2?
Mooch, I've said exactly what you're saying, like before, where people are like, "Oh, Rand, you can't complain about free games. They're free." And I'll say to it, "Hey, I can shit in a bag and fucking hand it to you. Are you going to tell me that you can't complain because I gave you my shit?"
Rand,
right? Exactly.
You give a shitty woman's impression.
It's not.
It's not.
Either way,
it's not.
I'm just saying, like, look.
Oh, Rand, I love you.
I love you, Sal. No, but seriously, like, the games they're on. Like, I haven't played Banner Saga. I hear the first Banner Saga is actually really good, right?
It looks pretty cool, but it's just not my game.
But like,
I don't like RTS games.
And Vegas 2 was a great game for its time 8 years ago or 7 years ago, whenever the fuck that came out, right?
Yeah.
But like. I get what you're saying, Mooch. Like you're like, I want better games, and it's like, so do I. But then some people be like, it's free, don't complain. And
well, let me ask this question because you guys, we hear this all the time, don't we, guys? Because I think we're all predominantly fans of shooters for the most part. Like too many shooters. This is the third month in a row where Microsoft is pretty much, I shouldn't say third in a row, but within the last 6 months, it's the third or fourth month where RTSs are the main focal point, and we all know that's not what console gamers play. Like we don't. Like, you know what I mean? You have the Banner Saga. We had XCOM. We had before that.
Let me throw one out there for you. Everybody hated it.
Massive Chalice.
Massive Chalice.
No. What if they gave out Assassin's Creed Unity?
Ugh.
Yeah, you say but the thing is, they did a lot of work for it, and the co-op playing it is much better than at launch. Don't you think you want to bring back the fans?
That's a good point, Rand. That's a good point. And you know why I want to say this? I have zero interest in Assassin's Creed Unity, but that's not my point. I'm not trying to fight for the mooches of the world. I'm trying to fight for the people that want a decent game. So you know what? Hats off to South. That's a game that I would say. And guess what? Mooch isn't downloading it. I don't want nothing to do with that game. But it's a game that I think the Games with Gold customer deserves. It's a quality game.
I'm gonna say
why we're not getting an Assassin's Creed this year.
Right.
I would say, like with Unity, it made me interested in Syndicate. because I played Unity and then I was like, this is really awesome, and then I saw Syndicate and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that game because it's a really good experience for me.
Well, there you go. Proof's in the pudding.
That's
what I'm
saying.
Unity destroyed my love of the franchise.
No, it reignited
it
my
just
love.
about did for me. It just about did.
But then again,
for me.
I had played every single Assassin's Creed, and when I played Unity, I'm like, whoa.
But was
I felt so deceived because they made it seem like it was gonna be 4-player co-op through the whole game, and I was like, oh my god, and it wasn't. It was just certain aspects of it.
Look,
even then, it was just a broken mess.
And I'm sure people would love any AAA game. Like, you're right. People would love if Rise came out or Dead Rising or any of those stuff. The people would be happy. But maybe it's not worth it to those big publishers to do it.
But they gave out Black Flag. So why would
they give out Black Flag? And maybe what they got in return or what they got wasn't worth it for ever doing it again. Right. I don't know. I mean, we
don't have the numbers and all that to analyze, but as fans, we can sit here and just conjecture for the rest of
the thing is, I think most of it are going to be indie games because let's face it, how many came out this week? 7? I know the week of the 13th to the 16th, there's 14 indie games coming out that week. 14.
Well, hold on, Ren. What about this? What about maybe July's games really suck because we're having this really awesome sale coming up? And a lot of good stuff's going to be in the sale.
That's a good
point. That's a good point. I mean, there's the Ultimate Game Sale next week, which would have a lot of awesome stuff.
We're not getting. When's that list coming out?
The Division will be $15.
July 3rd is when Major Nelson's posted on his blog.
Yeah, so there's 250 things on sale, and I don't know. It's just a big sale they do. A bunch of stuff's going to be on sale. Well, if that's true, Clowns.
So it'll be what, 50 to 75% off?
They said 40 to 60.
Guys, I'm hoping to get the Metro Redux, which is both Metros and the DMC all together for like under $20.
So I got it for
it's already been confirmed, Xbox, that the Metro Redux is going to be $750.
Oh yes.
Both games or each?
Yeah, I got it like 2 months ago for $750.
Yeah, it was going to be on sale again for $750.
I missed it, man.
Last year for that price.
Yeah, they were cheap a while ago. I don't know. I don't even know what game to say. I know they showed some cover art. I know like Doom. People who haven't bought Doom yet could probably get that for cheap. There's gonna be a lot of newer titles that you're gonna see.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge is gonna be on sale. There's Battleborn's gonna be on sale again, obviously.
Yes.
They're gonna have a lot of indie games, maybe some DLC. It'd be interesting to see what's on sale. But if what you're saying is true, Clowns, then hopefully August month Game of Gold will be better than.
Perks up. We have a habit of saying that though.
Probably.
Because the few diamonds that drop like in between, but then all of a sudden it's like, man, well next month they got to blow it out the water. You know what I'm saying? We have.
I think Sal said it earlier. It's like you got that month where it was Sunset Overdrive, where it was Dead Space.
Awesome month.
Where it was Saints Row 4, and I forget what the other Xbox One game was.
How could you go back from that?
It's like, dude.
Hey, the Sony guys were pissed.
Dude, if that's
the first time you ever heard Gaff going balls on Sony.
Well, just think, though, what if that, I mean, I would hate to say it, but, like, what if that was the pinnacle? I mean, it can't be, but, like, the last couple months have been kind of shitty. I mean, that month was fucking extraordinary, but...
Hey, Mooch, if I can, I just want to, like, somebody in the chat, his name's Jeffin95, I believe. He said that the Master Chief Collection should be free on Gold. I just want to let the dude know you're probably never, ever, ever going to see a 3-game collection of Halo free with Gold.
Well, that's interesting you say that.
If you want that game, go to CD Keys, just buy it for like $10. It's like $10. Go buy it.
But wait a minute, why do you say that, Xbox?
Well, first of all, there's a stigma about it when it launched.
Yeah, they're not going to give a free game away that doesn't work.
All right, there's a stigma about it. It's not necessarily. It doesn't run the same way like Halo 5 would, or anything like that when it comes to the multiplayer. They're still waiting because the servers are switching from whatever you're voting on. Whether you go from Halo 2 to Halo 4 or whatever, it's taking the servers time to switch over and stuff like that. So they don't want to magnify that in terms of a business perspective. They don't want to give that out to everybody for free and let that part just completely magnify the experience. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, so you're not going to see that free with gold, yo.
And you know what? Hold on 1 second before let me cut in. Jamie posted a tweet, and he said, "Perfect games with gold would be Assassin's Creed Rogue."
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yes.
That would be a great game. I wholeheartedly I would agree.
Yeah, because a lot of us, like, I'm not an Assassin's Creed guy, but Rogue is one that I thought got really good reviews.
It did.
Because it came out on 360 first, a lot of people kind of missed it.
Yeah, a lot of people, missed out on that one.
That's a great point. I think that's a really good point. Speaking of points...
sounds like your drink's getting a little empty.
Yeah, you heard that, right?
That got a little quiet. You guys are noticing the old mooch sip there. My fault.
Yeah.
3 fingers, Flynn Lippy. Yeah.
I want to talk about something here, and I want to get your guys' opinions because I'm a little disappointed, but I'm holding out hope because I really think that you've got to wait until the actual switch is flipped or the easy button gets hit. We talked about it a little bit on Xbox Nation, but we really didn't get a chance to hear Xbox, Opinion, Clowns, and South. Me and Rand kind of sounded off. What do you guys think about the new Xbox experience that we've been dealing with, the new update? Are you guys having a hard time? I'm having a bit of a hard time. I've been reporting everything, but it's a little frustrating. What about you, Clowns or Xbox?
Clowns, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, Mooch, I've been having some issues. It's the dashboard goes slow. Stuff crashes. When I try to look at videos in the Windows Store, it gets some type of video play error, and it won't work until I restart. So some issues like that. I mean, the games are still playable. If you do play ESO, though, there's a real big bug between ESO and the new preview dashboard where the audio consistently cuts out, and you have to unplug your headset and plug it back in because you can't even hear a party chat. And that's only with ESO that I've noticed that with so far.
So here's my 2 gripes I haven't mentioned, then I want to go to Xbox. This just irks me to no end. The little next to your Connect Eye, there's a small little rectangle, and it's a white light. Generally, when you're recording, or if you have Connect on, it's on. It lets you know that the eye is on. My white light next to that is on all the time.
Really?
And that bothers me immensely because I feel, even though I don't think it is, I just feel like I'm completely on. Yeah, I am on camera.
Big brother watching you.
Mooch, do we need to put on the tinfoil hats right now?
Hey, the CIA wants to know how much you've been drinking.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly right. Well, they can check me out. But I'll tell you right now, I think that bugs me. The other thing that gets me is this. So I got a review code. This is funny. I got a review code for Inside, and I went to I scrolled over to store. It doesn't matter if I did.
That's right.
Remember South? I was telling you. I hit use a code. The minute I hit use a code, it bounced me right back to the home screen. Like it wouldn't go to the part where I could put the 25 digit.
You got a hard reset when that happens, man.
No. I've had that same issue. The only thing you need to do is when it does that, minimize the window, and then go back to the home screen, the main home screen, and then inside that box.
Yes.
You can enter the code in there. You just go in there.
That is a glitch, though, right, Dryer?
Yeah, it's.
I always enter my codes on the computer. So.
Well, that's what I ended up doing. Thanks to Southbound.
Mooch, when it comes to the white light on the Kinect, me and O-Snaps, we actually, because we have 3 X1s in the house. All of them have Kinect. What we did is we went out, and I think it's like about $20. You get We've had this since like day one. It's like you screw in like a platform to the bottom of the Kinect.
I have it. I bought that.
And it comes with a cover as well, a camera cover. And
I got that. I have it.
I have the camera cover pretty much on all the time unless I decide
I use it to log in. I do facial recognition. Still.
Okay.
So I know that's cheeseball, right? Like
I do too, but I think Xbox worried about people that's watching him playing in his draws and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't listen.
I ain't worried about that, man. I'll Twitch stream that. Yeah.
Like I said,
I think my wife might be worried about that.
One guy who got rubbing one out. Did you see? Do you remember that video?
Oh my goodness.
You know what would be good? If Xbox Twitch streamed himself in his drawers, eating Doritos, playing Halo.
No.
Thank you, Dryer, you are a true fan. I really appreciate that.
Southbound. The reason me and Southbound get along so well is we both give zero fucks. I got that white light on there. It can be recording me or not. Let me tell you what I'm doing.
Do anything.
I'm living my life. I can give.
Hey, listen. If somebody wants to watch whatever I'm doing.
Me too.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on over to the window. I don't give a shit. You don't have to watch it.
Next time you come to my door, just bring me a fucking 12-pack.
Yeah, bring me a pizza, will you?
All right, but Mooch, to go about this whole preview thing. Now, they slated for this to come out in the fall, right?
Right.
All right, there's a lot of people complaining. There are tendencies, there are glitches, there are things that are slow.
No. It's not coming out in the fall.
No, it's coming out I think it's August 2nd.
Before then, because August 2nd is the anniversary update.
Damn, well, they better get to work then.
Is not the first part. This is like the first part of the anniversary, because the anniversary update also includes the clubs and all that crap too, and
clubs and stuff like that are going to be
like stuff like, wait, what can I say? What am I?
No, Rand's right, because I did see that Mike Ibarra did. I'd written to him and back and forth, and I don't want to put Mike on the spot because I'm not sure if Mike said yes or no exactly, but people were commenting on the tweet. I thought that we were getting this being the full package of what we're dealing with now in July, and then I thought anniversary launches August 2nd.
I mean, I guess I could be wrong. Clubs and all that stuff might be the end of the year with background music, but there is an anniversary update on the 2nd of August. Maybe we already have. Maybe that's what this is.
I think clubs and look for group and all that's coming in the fall.
Yeah, because I can't see this what we're doing now is like the big fall update, because that would be extremely lackluster.
Right. So I think what we're getting now, the thing is, man, they really got to work on Cortana, and I'm wondering if that's just because we're getting the lag end of her because they are working on her on the back end. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, with Cortana,
I cuss that bitch out more than anything.
Well, the simple things that I liked in life with my Kinect, I can't do anywhere. Like somebody was saying it the other night on Xbox Nation. I think it was Hellhammer. Now, when you say, "Hey, Cortana, volume up," if you haven't used her in a while, it says warming up. Like, that's not what I want. Like, I want the volume up.
Warming up. Like, what are you fucking warming up? Some tortillas or something?
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly. I mean, that's the part that gets me. So I hope that. But, I will say something. Clowns or Xbox, one of you guys just said in the background, well, they better hurry up. Let me tell you something. You guys, we all have, me included, we all have short-term memory. The NXOE back in last November had a lot more. They had a lot more problems before they got to launch date, and we were like, they'll never make it by then, and they did. This is small potatoes compared to what.
The whole point. We are helping them make it perfect.
Thank you.
Mass fucking,
That's right.
I did run into
I'm trying to tell people. You're in the preview program. You're not in there just to get stuff early, all right?
Right. Well, that's what most people want.
Some of your games aren't going to work. You signed up for this. You signed up to help out the community. That's what I signed up for. That's what OSnap signed up for. That's what a lot of people I know signed up for. So, you're not going to get a good experience, but, definitely keep hitting them with the feedback.
And it tells you, this might break your console. So, be prepared. Obviously they'll replace it, and you might be without an Xbox for a couple weeks, but that's what you're signing up for. Exactly. It's not to be like, I got Cortana on my Xbox. No. You're helping that bitch fine-tune herself so she's not warming up tortillas and fucking enchiladas and everything else.
Right. No, that's a good point.
I did run into
that, in a warm-up state behind
glitch
in the
where
background.
some of the games. I did run into the glitch where some of the games run at an extremely bad frame rate, though. Destiny's
pretty bad with
for like 5 minutes was running at 5 frames for me. It was like unplayable. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. And in Iron Banner too.
It's the new update to the Xbox One where they push you to the Xbox Scorpio by artificially.
It's that Switch. Oh, okay, they're having trouble with the Switch. All right. So is it my turn?
Cortana works. I was reading some stuff about Cortana. So apparently, I mean, she works all right for me. Like, sometimes I get a problem with what it's sending someone a message or whatever, like the actual message. But for the most part, she works pretty well. And I did read that she actually works better with headsets than she does with Kinect. Maybe that's why it works well for me, because I have my Kinect in a drawer, so I used to use my Astros, and it works perfectly fine.
Well,
Hey, Rand, I want you to just reach out to your. I want Rand to reach out to his fanatic that bought him the Astros, and please send me the Astros, please. I want those so bad, but those sons of bitches won't drop $1.
No, HyperX, man. HyperX is the way to go. OSnaps has a pair.
Hey, HyperX right now, hey, they're taking over.
They're on fire, dude.
You think so?
Hey, listen, HyperX, hey, not because they're paying me for it, even though I got a little something going on, but listen, HyperX is
dude, you can hear everything in those headsets.
All I keep hearing is the Astros A40s or the 50s or.
Listen, well, no, yeah, the new A50s, because they're completely wireless. So that's like the the Ferraris of the headsets. But for the affordable, like the sound is not like everything. So for about $100, the HyperX is where you want to be. I'm telling you that right now.
I saw the HyperX Cloud Revolver gaming headset, and I really like that one. I want to get.
Yeah, they had them on display for the Battlefield 1 at E3.
What are their premium ones called? Core.
That's it. The Cloud.
Everybody says that for the pound for pound, price per price, you can't really beat the HyperXs.
You can't.
Astros are.
They're on point.
How much are they?
If not as good, they're
$100.
The Cloud Revolver.
Yes.
The Cloud Revolver one is
$100. Get them for $100 on Amazon.
Wait a minute. So someone. And listen, this is not. Well, we are on CrossFire, so if we have to discuss it, we'll discuss it. But to be honest with you, so you're telling me the $100 HyperX ones are comparable with the Astro A40s that are $299?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Yes,
no.
Rand.
No.
No. Hold on. Let Rand. I want to hear Rand's take first.
The Astro A40s have better sound quality, but they're much more expensive. If you want to get a similar experience without spending that type of money, then yes, the HyperXs are a very.
That's like saying, well, you can have an Uber, but why don't you go with the Lyft?
Dude, I'm telling you, I've used both the HyperX and Astros. The Astros, there's no fucking comparison. The Astros are better than them, but the Astros are also $250 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
While the HyperXs are $100. So if you want to get a pretty goddamn good headset for that price, then no question, HyperXs are the way to go. I mean, there's reasons why Astros and what was the one you mentioned earlier, the Sonorosurs or whatever the fuck they're called.
The Sennheisers, yeah.
Those are fucking high quality headsets,
right,
but they're
but they're PC headsets, and they're not out for Xbox this
If you're looking for a headset, Mooch, that if you don't got money for Astros, then
come on, you're talking a fucking $1 million Mooch here.
That's right. That's correct. Right now, somebody's actually rubbing my feet while I'm doing the show. Listen, my point is, here's my whole thing. Here's what I spent my money on, and I feel foolish, but I will explain it. I wanted something that was completely and utterly wireless. What I mean by that is I also don't want the dongle that goes from the controller up to the left ear. I wanted it completely and utterly wireless. The only thing that I saw back in the day, and now it's getting old, now it's a year and a half, maybe 2 years, I bought the Turtle Beach X500 Stealth.
That's what I use.
Right, and what's your takes? Okay, good, South. I'm glad you said that. If you use those, how do the HyperX compare to the ones that me and you have then?
The only difference is that they're wired.
So we're getting decent experience then on the Turtle Beach X500s.
Right. Oh yeah, because it's 7.1 sound. You know what I mean? But the HyperX, like I said, we paid what, $250 or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was $249. Yeah, man.
So for $150 cheaper, you get damn near the same quality.
But here's what I'm willing. Here's what I'm saying. I am willing. Now there is a new A50 out. The A50s came out last year, and they said wireless, but that was kind of a farce.
No. The new ones are coming out there. Yeah, but they're not out just yet. Now those things, I mean, that's like looking at a Ferrari and just drooling. They are so beautiful, and
now you say that, South, but when the original A50s came out, they got a negative rating because the boom mic was shitty. Pardon me, the chat was awful. So I'm assuming they worked on that, but I wouldn't run out and go buy because these are probably going to be $299.
No, they're going to be $350. They're going to be $350.
Shit. All right.
So I mean, you're like buying another console. So
yeah, I was just thinking that, dude.
Yeah, it's like, do I buy a Slim or do I buy the A50?
Right, you know what I mean? Like, there's people saying that. Like, well, here's the thing. Rand's probably shaking his head because here's my point. Me and you, South, went and bought for $249 the Stealths. Yes, we did get a service for our money. We got our wireless that we wanted. Okay, I have no wire at all. I can put my controller down, talk to you guys on chat while we're playing a game, and still go in the kitchen and make a drink. That's kind of priceless. But what I do want to say to you guys is this: Rand's probably saying, "Wow, Mooch, you spent $249 for $249. You could have got the 840s," and he's got a point. He's got a point because the 840s are going to listen. I talked to Zaire.
But they're wired. The 840s are wired.
That's the only drawback about the 840s is that they're wired. The wire's flimsy and it's short.
When you say it's wired, you don't mean.
Means from the controller to the
dongle and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that does bug me. But Zaire has every headset in the world, and Zaire said that he said to me offline, not on a show. He doesn't get. He's like, you see Zaire, right? Anyone who watches his channel knows he's got like 80
all the headsets in the back, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He says the Astros are the
I
best.
clowned him on Twitter though. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before because we got a buddy at Matt Kesselring at Xbox. He does all the third-party headsets for Xbox, and he showed his office. You think Zaire has headsets? This motherfucker, I mean, it's like from the ceiling to the ground. He has every headset you could think of. And I go, damn, you got more headsets than Z. And then Z popped in like, what? Who? Nobody got more headsets than me. I go, look at his previous tweet. He goes, oh, shit, my bad. even Z was like, all right, you got it, dog,
No, I mean, but Zaire told me, he goes, Mooch. He goes, bullshit aside. You know him. He goes, bullshit aside. Listen to me. He's like, the Astros can't be touched. And I was like, wow, like really? And he goes, listen, man. He's like, he goes, my whole life is headphones. Okay. He goes, that's what I do. He goes, even when I leave the house, I got a pair on, something on my head all the time. So he's like, the Astros I think he's rocking the 850s. But so when did the 850 wirelesses come out?
They're out now, I think.
Oh, they're out now.
Are they out right now?
I saw Doc tweet a
photo.
It was they're $300 though.
Okay, I thought they were gonna be.
I saw that picture. I didn't think that was those. Was that?
No, because they have the charging, charging base and everything. Like
The Mooch, like for me,
yeah.
I'll just give you like my experience. So for a long time, I just used like a regular chat headset, and then I got Turtle Beach XL7s, right? And I was like, oh my god, like the games are so much better with the sound in the headset. And then I got
that one. I had the XL7s, and it hurt I'd have a headache after 10 minutes.
But then I got the A40s, and holy shit, like they blow the Turtle Beach's sound quality out of the roof. They're so much more comfortable. But however, I have used the HyperXs. But
then you have to remember, you got a big ass head. You got a head.
But the HyperXs are better than the Turtle Beaches for a comparable price. I mean, most people don't have $300 to spend on headsets.
A lot of people don't.
Words.
I mean, real
but if you're looking for a good gaming pair of headsets on a budget, dude, the HyperXs can't be fucking beat. I'll just say that.
Right. They can't. I tried on. OSnaps has a pair. I tried them on, and I think I was playing Halo, and dude, I heard absolutely everything.
What were you or OSnaps using before that, though?
Actually, I'm using the Xbox stereo headsets.
Oh, the ones that were like the original ones for $100.
Yeah, I have the camouflage ones.
They look like the 1970s.
Yeah, they're real
with the big ass
comfortable.
Antenna coming out of it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're real comfortable. Like the earpieces on them are incredibly. I'm actually using them right now, and like besides the microphone, like right near my face, I don't really realize they're even on.
But dude, I like
Astros too.
It's hard to explain to somebody. Like all my friends don't use gaming headsets. They all have like the little headset that comes with the XboxOne for party chat, right? None of them use
those things. Yeah.
None of them use gaming headsets like I do. Like I wear Astros, and it's hard for me to describe to them how different it is gaming.
What are they doing?
Because they don't want to be taken out of the world. They want to be able to hear stuff that's going around in the house.
What the fuck?
Well, but okay, but
I got a headset because I don't want to hear my fucking.
Dude,
wife.
to be fair though, listen.
I keep a lot of my stuff. I keep a lot of my stuff private. But I have an amazing sound system that I have in my Xbox One for my downstairs system. I barely play down there because I want, like, those are the games I play like single player where I can get immersed in the surround sound that I have down there. But when I'm playing games and want to play with you, like hang out with my friends, I want my headset and I want the headset to be amazing. Like the headset.
Right. But it's like the same thing. Like it was like when before the Xbox 360, like I used to have a CRT, right, like a regular old boob tube fucking computer or a TV to play the 360 on, and people used to tell me, dude, HD, and I was like, whatever, I don't fucking give a shit about HD, can't look that good. And then my buddy brought over his 20-inch, computer monitor HD and hooked it up to my 360, and I was fucking blown away. I'm like, the next day I went and bought a fucking new TV that could display in 720p.
Yes.
Same thing with these headphones. It's like I gamed for so long without headphones, just regular, like hearing the stereo coming from the TV, and then I got headphones, and it's like a different world. Like my buddy was complaining about the sound and inside. I'm like, dude, we play this same game because the sound and inside on those fucking headphones is fucking ridiculous.
I will give that game some credit because.
And he's like, no, you can barely hear anything. It's so. I'm like, dude, trust me, you need to game with the headset.
At that point where you're talking about the sonic boom.
Oh my God!
Listen, I'm about 2 seconds away from taking this show onto my phone and getting in the car to go buy them. Like, Rand, you're doing a great job of selling them. I do want to make a point that Jamie Moran just tweeted out. I'm going to retweet it to anyone who doesn't happen to follow Jamie, which if you don't, you're crazy. But Jamie just tweeted out something that me and him have been going back and forth. The one thing that I had that I adored on my 360 was the 360 chat earbud. And I was hoping that Microsoft would come out with it. And you're probably going, Mooch, why the hell we are talking about all these great headsets that we're talking about? Downstairs in my rec room where I have this great surround sound system that I just put in less than a year ago, I do happen to play some multiplayer games down there. I'd love to just have an earbud chat in my ear that it closes out the exterior sound so I can still enjoy this surround sound and have a casual chat. That's something I've waited for, and I don't know if I don't think they're going to give it to us, and that's sad. I could have swore that when it came out.
Yeah, we had a conversation, Rand, with somebody, and
is that going to happen?
It doesn't seem like it's on their list of priorities.
Yeah, I mean, they got the whole Bluetooth initiative coming now with the controllers all being Bluetooth compatible. I don't think you'll see a wireless headset from Microsoft.
Oh God!
Like a regular chat headset.
I just want to chat an earbud.
Then I guess go with Sony. They give you one, right?
They give you one.
No, not that. No, not ear. Your mint. I mean, I want like the.
Just the one ear, where it looks like a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, it looks like a Bluetooth headset. I mean, they gave it to us on 360, so.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
I mean,
like
aren't you going to be getting one? Then can't you use your Bluetooth device with the new controller? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Oh wait, is that so? You're saying I could just use any of the current?
Well, with the new controllers, one of the perks was that it was has Bluetooth on it. So wouldn't you be able to slide in a Bluetooth, pair it with the console and the controller, and just put it in your ear if you just wanted to chat?
It depends. No. Well, the Bluetooth was to connect to.
To the Xbox. Don't get me wrong. Rand's point is well taken, and that may be the case. But
I'm assuming that's the
Microsoft hasn't said anything like that.
I mean, what's the point of putting Bluetooth on the controller if you
because it'll work with all your PCs?
Oh, is that what the
wirelessly?
Yeah.
I thought it would be like, I have a fucking Bluetooth device I put in my ear from my phone, and I sync it to the phone so I can talk. I thought it'd be the same.
We got to ask Ibarra if that's.
You sync it to the controller, and you can just use that Bluetooth device to talk to people. That's what I thought. That was what I got. I don't know. I haven't asked anybody. Maybe I'll ask Mike one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. If you get Rand, if you're ever talking to him and you get a chance to ask him that, let me know. I'm dying to know that. That would be that. Well, that would totally suffice. It doesn't.
Maybe that's why they're not making them because they already have this thing where it's like, hey, we're allowing Bluetooth and
right.
I don't know.
Oh, see now, I just got a tweet from shout out to Turk who's listening to the show. I've played some Destiny with Turk lately. The guy's really great at Destiny, by the way. He's saying that link that you sent me, clowns, is for the original ones, the A50 wireless headset plus base station coming in August.
Yeah, okay. I sent you.
Yep. Oh, did you as well? I'm sorry, South. I'm going to check it out now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Because that's the one.
And it works for PC and PS4, so all in one gaming.
The difference is the new ones are just upgraded to work with multiple platforms.
Yep, and it has a charging station.
Is it going to be the same price?
I doubt it. I heard 350.
350 makes sense because that is actually what I remember.
I heard one of the things in it. It has like normally you put your headset down to go take a piss or go get a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
It has a, I don't know what you call it, a motion sensor. As soon as you lay it down, it turns your headset off.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. And you know what? Listen, I hate this. Like, this is small potatoes, but I love the charging station because you take it off, you put them down. Right now with these ones that we have south, I have to hook up the USB cable to the side. And what's the deal with the fact that you can never turn them off? Right, while they're charging, they're on. You know how many times my wife is like, I can still hear the fucking TV. What's going on? Yeah, my wife says it too. She's like, where's that coming from? I'm like, the headset won't shut the fuck up. Like, it's so annoying. Like, I'm literally willing to go grab those. If anybody sees those on sale, or if any Mooch Maniacs happen to be multimillionaires want to send me a gift, please feel free to tweet me at Mooch.
Yeah, not for anything. Those new headsets, if they have a motion sensor,
Mooch.com, I'll take it.com. Yes.
.moo.
Well, you know what? The only reason is Rand got the ultimate Mooch, and I'm jealous as hell. He got those A40s. Where's those Mooch Maniacs? Let's put something together here.
Oh, hey, well, hold on. Come on, Rand.
I'm just saying, Darren takes care of me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, that's great. Listen, my hat goes off to you. Whoever that is, God bless you. My baby. So, oh man, listen, I gotta be honest with you, guys. We're over 2 hours. I want to say, first of all, thank you to everybody. What a great show this was. This was an awesome show because we all argued with each other. We all got along at the same time. And we're going to do it again next week. This is fantastic, man. What an awesome show.
The real reason, though, Mooch, is because
Crap
Gamer. Rack 'em up.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Crap always makes fun of everyone that misses his show. Crap got stuck in traffic. Apparently, he said he's been moving about 15 feet an hour. It's an awful accident. He was stuck. He apologized.
Oh, you should have sent him a link. But he has a Windows phone.
He has a Windows phone.
That's right. Oh, look at this guy got fucking jokes now. All of a sudden, he's Android. My baby's growing up.
Oh, wow.
It's funny. Remember, we were going to call into E3 when Mooch was doing the show, but Mooch didn't hit us up. We were like, we were on that.
Oh, I didn't know, man. You guys are out, doing ice cream shots and shit like that. I didn't know.
No, like on the way.
Randall soft serve.
I can't wait to see that avatar that Jay's gonna make or whatever.
I can't wait to see. I'm gonna fucking buy that T-shirt. You already know.
Yo, Jay keeps making these. Jay keeps making. Oh, you do the doo-doo. I want that doo-doo shirt. I'll tell you right now. In all honesty, Jay keeps making these shirts. My wife's like, I want that shirt and that shirt and that shirt. Like, she loves all these shirts, man. These are great. Jay, you're doing a hell of a job, buddy. I think people are loving these shirts. Keep them coming. We need a couple more Mooch shirts. I need a couple more one-liners. You know what I mean? Maybe just me with a couple predictions. You know what I mean? Like, just put 360 port and a picture of Lara Croft. Something. We'll do something. I need something fresh. But you know what? Let me go down the panel and say, South, we got any plugs?
No, just the usual. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm kind of friendly. Sometimes I'm an asshole.
Sometimes I'm not.
Hey, sometimes I'll ignore you. Sometimes I'll even like you.
You should let people know that there's no show on Monday, dog.
Oh,
well, why don't you wait till your turn? Why you gotta fucking
I'll wait till my turn then. Never
wow,
mind.
Spoilers.
Fucking dickhead gets an Android phone. All of a sudden, he wants to give all the news.
God.
Well, for now, obviously it's 4th of July, so we're not going to be having a show, but we are going to tentatively reschedule, and we'll keep everybody updated. And I'm sure She-Wolf will be out there tweeting, letting everybody know also. So, shout out to her.
She-Wolf, definitely shout out to She-Wolf. What do we got? Dreyer, you're definitely next on here, buddy, and we've been reading your stuff. You've been coming out with article after article after article. Where can we find you, and where are you on Twitter?
Who's gonna kill me? Right there.
Oh.
But anyway, well, if Phil Spencer is listening, I still think they should take Godzilla and replace it with that inside creature. definitely game of the year then. And check me out on ICXM. Yeah, I'm breaking pony legs, stealing that from Crab Gamer.
Wow. You have to pay a trademark fee for that.
TM ching. And yeah, if you want to follow, just follow Jez and Asher and all of those guys. They're cool. Ash is like that guy in the train. Like,
you've been drinking too, buddy?
no, I'm trying. It's like,
holy shit! Everybody drinking tonight.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning yet. Okay, just give me a break.
All right. You got to pass, brother. You're good. You're good.
He does. All right, we'll give Dryer a break. Hey, Clowns, tell us about Four Guys with Quarters and what you're up to.
Oh, man, you can check us out every Thursday, 7 p.m., Four Guys with Quarters on YouTube and Twitch.tv. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm a lot more friendly than South all the time.
Oh, all the time.
Because you're a kiss ass. Hey, because you're a kiss ass. I'll call it straight out right there. You know what? You're a mulian. How about that?
Oh, no.
Oh, there you go, buddy. We're getting we're getting a little that's down under in Italy, buddy. That's below. That's like where the heel of the boot is. We're getting to there. Holy shit. Hey, Xbot, how about you, buddy? Where can we find you besides firefighting?
Oh yeah, my channel Xbot448 on YouTube. Of course, every Saturday we have the next podcast. I am actually really excited for this Saturday because there was a feature that a lot of people wanted. They couldn't really see who was talking at the time that they were talking, so we are actually putting that into the podcast this Saturday. So it's kind of got a new look to it, and you'll actually see who is talking exactly when they're talking. And I don't know, I'm really excited for that. As usual on Twitter, Xbot448, Twitch, Xbot448, and I did want to say on my channel, I did gameplay of Firefight, and it was received like in a big way, and a lot of people were asking for more gameplay videos, live stream, stuff like that. So I will be doing that as well, coming weeks and all that good stuff. So
very cool, but we'll definitely be staying tuned, and I know she will do a hell of a job promoting you for tomorrow, as will I. And the last but certainly not least, Rand Al Insider. What's up, buddy?
Rand Al big fucking mouth.
Rand Al what?
He's inside.
Rand, where can we find you on Twitter, and what's going on with... I mean, Southbound broke the TXR news, but it's always good to hear it twice, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, so no show on Monday, obviously, because it's 4th of July. Nobody would be inside listening to it, and I don't think anybody's going to be around to record it.
I'm gonna be with Mooch. We're gonna be getting drunk.
Right. I mean, I guess I could do a solo podcast Monday, or
we can always do a crap. We should all do at least once.
Get all drunk.
Get drunk and get on.
And then start saying, I don't know, everybody's supposed to be here, but I guess I'm the only one.
I'm trying to remember that one podcast he did. It was great. He's sitting there. He was talking about something, then he lost his train of thought, and he was like, fuck it. Nobody cares anyway.
It was so funny because that was one of the days where I was having a really bad back issue, and I couldn't get out of bed. And so I was listening from my phone, and I'm like hurting and laughing at the same time. And I'm like, I hate you and I love you right now, crap, because I was miserable, but I was laughing. So
I know what you mean with that, man. Sometimes your back is throbbing, and any kind of jittering. That means sneezing, laughing, coughing, anything like that hurts like a son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
You know when you're laying on like 14 pillows and shit. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to just stay still, and you're giggling like a little girl. Yeah, man. And then finally, Iron Wolf came in to save the day, and it was like, hey. You know what I mean? It was like seeing somebody at the bar, like, all right, I got friends. Shit.
Yeah, Iron Wolf stepped in he was that friend that brought you like just straight coffee or water to get him out of his fucking misery. Poor crap. But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you again to the panel. Tonight was kind of a special night. I got to be honest with you because we really put together a hell of a show with stuff we've all talked over and over again. Yeah, what do we got, Trier?
Aren't you gonna plug yourself?
Well.
That didn't sound right.
Aren't you gonna plug yourself?
Man, you are the man for that.
He hasn't had that many goddamn.
You have to give us like a link or like a Twitter handle to go to where you solicit people for headsets and stuff.
Oh, this is true. Okay, I do like that. You know what? That's right. God damn it, he's right. I should also be playing this in the background.
No, you have to like have a Patreon/Mooch.
You know, that's funny that you say that because that's something I always talk about on Twitter. Kickstarter and Patreon are just legal forms of mooching. And for crying out loud, why didn't I come up with that first? I'm very upset. But you can find me at Mooch1978, or you could find me at the Mooch78 on YouTube. You guys know where to find me. And if you don't know where to find me, I will find you. Trust me. That's what I do best.
That's haunting.
It is haunting, isn't it?
Creepy.
Well, hey, come on. I did it as best Jay Leno as I possibly could. That was a Tonight Show kind of thing.
Are you the guy standing outside my window, like peering inside? Like.
No, I'm the guy ringing your doorbell pretending to be a Jehovah's Witness but asking you for $10. That's me.
Yeah.
So that's who I am. But, guys, thanks, everybody. CrossFire, 6 p.m. Fridays. We're going to do it again. BGST, not sure when it's going to be because of the holiday. You know, it's funny. These guys may be bumping TXR. Sometimes when it's on Sunday, we bump to Monday. We may have to bump as well. We'll see. Stay tuned to me, Zaire, or Crap Gamer for a BGST update. But we'll catch you guys next Friday, 6 p.m., and we will be discussing Inside. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, everybody.